we have a WWE superstar on Wafflin. Let's give it up for Drew McIntyre.
I was Scotsman signed for the only ever British world champion. I got fired. That was just an absolute nightmare.
When you hit someone with like the claymore, connect with someone's face there, surely.
What caused this?
It was a toolbox to my head.
The skull.
17 staples in my
17.
head. I saw some blood spurt across the ring. And I came up straight and it just came right down my face.
Are you pretty much all injured all the time?
Torn my bicep off the bone. I have broken my neck. Undisplaced fracture.
That's like a near-death experience.
It's pretty scary. Some of the new guys are freaking pussies, but CM Punk, we don't like each other.
Logan Paul. He had some things to say about you.
That's okay, Logan. I'll batter you at some point. We get a one-on-one match. Chop you to freaking pieces.
Stay tuned, guys, because this episode is in two parts. Firstly, we speak with WWE superstar Drew McIntyre, and then we debrief and go a little bit more classic waffling, and it's a funny one. I did think you thought I was pathetic.
You know when...
Oh, no. Theo, when are you going to get an iron?
Luke, you are very kissable. I mean, not kissable.
Oh, no! The truth always comes out. Welcome back to Wafflin, and everybody, we have got a big one today because for the first ever time, we have a WWE superstar on Wafflin. Let's give it up for Drew McIntyre. Let's go. Firstly, Drew, right, I've got to ask you, what is it like to be a WWE superstar in 2025? Because the game has changed.
I mean, to be a WWE superstar in general, I mean, that's all I've really known. I've been a WWE superstar since I was 21 years old. I get signed straight from Glasgow Caledonian University, and I've just watched the industry evolve and evolve and evolve. And just when I thought it couldn't get any bigger, we get to 2025, and suddenly we've got multiple stadium shows a year all throughout the world. We're doing our go-home shows to Wrestlemania, our biggest show of the year in the UK, which is unbelievable, and we're on freaking Netflix, so things just keep exploding.
That Netflix thing, I definitely think has like taken WWE to like another level, in my opinion. I think it's brought like a whole new audience into the realm.
I mean, I felt like WWE had like kind of died out. Like, you know, go back like 4 or 5 years ago. I feel like it wasn't really talked about on the level that it is again now.
No, like the level it's at now. I mean, it was still unbelievably huge.
Yeah,
there've been like 180 countries, 28 different languages, over 1 billion with a B social media followers and all that jazz. And somehow it just evolved more. And being on Netflix is a case of new fans and lapsed fans are going to find the show that you come home instead of, I'm going to follow the wrestling. It's at this time every week. It's you get home from the pub, you're sitting on the couch, you're like, oh, what's on? Oh, the wrestling, I've not watched that in a while. Like, oh, wow, look at all these new superstars. I'm going to keep watching it every week, and you can pick and choose when you watch it with Netflix.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Sick.
Yeah, it is wild to see that like, I mean, something that, I mean, I've done it for the first time the other day, and it's so brutal. The way that you guys do it every single like other day, it seems. Like, is that something that you get used to? Or is it just, does it take its toll, and are you pretty much all injured all the time?
I mean, there's a difference between being hurt and being injured.
Right.
I'm hurt all the time. So I've been wrestling since I was 15 years old, and I'm not 40 yet. I've been in WWE for 20 years. Everyone always talks about me like, oh, you know, the guys that have been around for a while in their mid-40s, like the Sheamuses and AJs, and I wouldn't name any more names. But no, I'm not 40 yet. I've just been around for a long time. But yeah, it catches up. And for me personally, I don't know any different. So it's not like I came from another world, or I just started trying it, you know, in my mid-20s, or I came from another sport because I couldn't hack it at that and tried something else. This is what I wanted. This was my dream. I was the first ever Scotsman signed from Scotland to WWE because I was going to make it happen no matter what. I'm the only ever British world champion, by the way.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
And what was your why? Like, why did you want to do that? Why WWE?
I just captivated from the moment I saw it. I still have, you know, vague memories of being a kid. My brother and I, younger brother, at our older cousin's house, they were watching wrestling on the TV. And it just seemed like forbidden for some reason at the time. We were hiding behind the couch, just peering out, watching it. And I was just captivated by the larger-than-life characters and just the whole spectacle of it all. I was like, I'm going to do that one day. And I've got this story in my book, My Chosen Destiny, available now, where my dad reminded me that I held a family meeting with my mum, dad, and brother, and kind of said that one day I'm going to be a WWE wrestler, a WWF at the time. They were like, all right, cool. Like everyone says, you know, I'm going to be a football player. I'm going to be an astronaut or ride a Tyrannosaurus professionally one day or whatever. I said, I'm going to be a wrestler. I assumed I would grow out of it, but every year I just got more serious about it. I'd sent to America for the inside secrets of wrestling, well, the backstage lingo and how it really worked. And I'd go into school the next day and play along with everybody like it was 100% real. Like they were like, oh yeah, this happened. I was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm keeping the secret. So I was like 10 years old or whatever at the time. And by the time I was 15, I finally convinced my mom to let me train. And I would go from Ayr to Portsmouth, which is a 12-hour journey back and forth just to wrestling lessons.
Portsmouth.
No, not in the south. It's
I was going to
in
say
Scotland.
No, it's in the south.
No.
Wait, as in
legit?
Portsmouth, like down by
That's the
Southampton.
12-hour part, yeah.
Are you
I was
serious?
going to say, yeah, obviously, it's 12
Unless he
hours,
walked
mate.
I thought there's got to be another one. Mate, that's
Walk
dedication.
across Scotland in 12 hours.
Jeez.
Wait, so you started training like hardcore at 15, but
Yeah.
what made you go from the university to WWE? Like, how did you make that jump? Like, if you were studying at university, I guess you were still training like full time as hard as you can. But what got you that opportunity to go into the WWE?
Yeah, it was a tryout that got me signed, but that was my job. I wasn't just training. I started training at 15 and there was nothing in Scotland. And then myself and some other guys had to start the Scottish wrestling scene, and I was doing shows. That was my part-time job. So every weekend I was wrestling, and I was at high school at secondary all during the week. Then at went to university. My first day, I remember some of the girls like Googling everyone's name on the computer. They were just seeing what would pop up, like, oh, such and such, you're, whatever, a grave digger in Arkansas, America. Oh, what's under your name? Oh, Andrew. Real name's Andrew Galloway, by the way. Andrew McLean Galloway the fourth.
The fourth?
Yeah, it's the
Very
fourth.
royal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I typed in my name and then suddenly it's me in a pair of underpants. I had to explain that's what I do for a side gig. My summer holiday job was working at Butlins. So like you go to Butlins, I'd travel every day, like Skegness, Bognor, Minehead, even Selsey, the caravan park, just every day for the whole summer holiday. So you get your evening entertainment. Sometime it was some singer from back in the day or some magician or whatever. And other nights it was the wrestler. And so you could see the dads like, oh my God, wrestling. So I had to learn how to control a crowd. It was like 2,000 people. If you'd been at Butlins when you're younger, you knew it was the big crowds and that. So it taught us, like the guys that were there, how to work a crowd, especially the people that are like, God, I don't want to watch this. And by the end, they're on their feet screaming, having such a good time. So that's what I did. And by my last year of uni, fellow wrestler Sheamus got me a contact detail for WWE to get a tryout. Basically said, just lie about your height, lie about your weight, all that stuff. So I didn't have to lie about my height. I'm like 6'5".
Yes,
and a
that's fucking huge.
every half inch counts, lads. And like I said, I was a lot heavier than I was, and then managed to get that tryout. And sure enough, got signed that day. And the visa process was like 8 months. So for the last 6 months of uni, I knew, oh my God, I'm going to WWE. This is amazing. This is my life's work. But I never took into account, wait, that means I have to move to America. I have to leave my family and friends. And I've only ever lived in my parents' house, and I'm completely incapable, because I was such a mummy's boy, of looking after myself.
Yeah.
What were you studying at uni?
Criminology.
Okay, so it was quite an,
cycles around me.
quite an easy decision then to, chip that off and go to WWE.
Yeah, I just wanted something interesting to do to pass the time until I got signed, because I was so convinced. I'd tell him my secondary school guidance counselor I'm going to be a wrestler. I was like, let's pretend you're not, but I am. Like, I was so convinced this is what I was going to do.
That kind of like got you through, say like having to go to Butlins or doing like your uni or whatever, because you had this overriding vision of where you knew you were going to be. That got you through. You almost were able to like view things as like a stepping stone to your goal.
Yes, 100%.
Because some people are like, oh, the place I'm currently at is not where I want to be, so I don't have any motivation. But like, if the overriding goal can actually be achieved through putting your all into where you currently are, like that can actually give you that motivation. And I wonder if that's what you use to eventually, get through where you were going to Portsmouth, doing your Butlins thing, and then taking the opportunity when it actually came to do what you wanted to do.
Yep. Everything's a lesson. Everything is getting you where you want to be. And if you half-ass anything, you're not going to get anywhere. But yeah, every single thing I thought in my mind, this is the ultimate goal. Every little step on the way, I'm going to give it my all, leave no stone unturned. Because the second you start half-arsing it on the way, when you get there, you're going to start being complacent as well. And you can be complacent. You can never slow down. And I've done it in my life, and it's affected me negatively. And I've had to kind of regain that focus a couple of times. I was fired from WWE one time. I'm sure we'll talk about it. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes you get knocked in your arse, and it's usually from negative thinking and not giving it your own.
Yeah, because I mean, we've experienced, even on this podcast, an element of negative thinking that could have ruined us at some stages.
Yeah.
But like, I think that humbling and taking a look at yourself and not getting too, out of touch can actually like power you. So you talk about, getting fired from WWE. What was it like, that first stint, and why do you think it ended in getting fired?
I mean, the first stint was wild. As I mentioned, I was pretty incapable. I got picked up from Scotland, dropped in America. I was put on television in my 3rd week in America, the fastest person ever to go on TV.
That's
Quite
insane.
daunting.
Oh yeah, I mean, I didn't know how to do like laundry or anything. My clothes, my washing was piling up all the time, not doing itself magically. These things called bills were suddenly like piling up.
What age were you?
Just turned 22 at that point.
That's insane.
So I wasn't capable to live as a human, like without my mom doing everything for me. But the writers for WWE happened to be there the first week I was in America, saw me, liked me, put me on TV right away. My first match, the referee was telling me to work the hard camera, like the main stationary camera, like this guy over here. And I turned around to him live on SmackDown and said, "What's a hard camera?" So I said, "What the F's a hard camera?" I don't know if I can swear.
Yeah, you can swear. You say whatever you
Fuck
like.
is a hard camera. And everyone realized pretty quickly maybe I was put on TV kind of quick, but I was moved back to WWE's developmental, which was in Florida at the time, Tampa, Florida Championship Wrestling. Kind of learned the tools I needed to succeed there, and I was brought back on the road and kind of tipped as the future, literally called the chosen one. This guy's going to be...
Vince called you that, didn't he?
Yeah, that was my literal nickname.
How did that, like, in terms of pressure, how did that, did you feel more nervous with that? Did that pressure excite you? How did that make you feel?
I was actually fine with it. I guess just in my career, I've always kind of been in the main event in the UK. Before I went over, I was always the top guy. I was put on TV in my 3rd week. I was the champion in Florida Championship Wrestling. I was there. It's just the next step. I'm just the future guy for the whole of wrestling. That makes sense. I always wanted to do this. It's perfectly normal. But what I didn't realize, because it's not UFC or whatever, where you just go out and just battle the guy and then you're the best. And there's a lot of people behind my back with, envy, jealousy. Why not me? Back talking me, stabbing me in the back, and creating that negative opinion about me, which was not helping me. And then, I had a few, I'd encouraged it, I guess, at times with my nights out and having a good old time. And in my personal life, my mother got sick during that time. And then I really went off the deep end with the burning the candle at both ends. And when she passed, that was just an absolute nightmare. Like, I definitely wouldn't have trusted myself to be in a prominent role in a, giant publicly traded company like WWE. And eventually it got to the point where it was clear, I see from their side, but both sides, I had to go away. When I got fired, I was sitting there like, oh my God, that's my whole life's work gone. And I don't really have anyone else to blame but myself. I didn't deal with my issues I should have dealt with. What am I going to do? And my wife and I, her girlfriend at the time, had just moved into our first ever flat together, our first apartment, the 3rd day. And I was like, oh God, how am I going to pay for this? I've always had people tell me what to do. Like, school told me what to do. Uni told me what to do. And I was in WWE, they told me what to do. And for the first time in my life, I'm just sitting here, 29 at the time, I believe. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Do I get a real job? There's no other company at the time, aside WWE, to make a full-time living. There's just independent companies. Do I get, to do the real job? Do I follow wrestling? Do I reinvent myself? I don't know. Then I decided I'm going to go out there. Social media is such a big thing. It was really on the uptick in 2014. And I thought, right, if I can use this social media thing, take people around the world, I'll show them what I'm truly capable of, what I believe I'm capable of, because the last few years in WWE, I was in a very comedic role after being the guy that saved the girl from the tracks, like the cool guy, to the comedy guy. I'll show them I can be this top guy. And that journey over the next few years was initially a lot of insecurity and, oh God, do I really believe this? To finally growing into the role of the leader, people around me believing in me, lifting me up all the time. And not just helping myself, but helping everybody around me. We did some really cool stuff during that time. Like one company in Scotland, Insane Championship Wrestling, ICW, for example, when I returned, they had 1,500 people at their biggest show. It went to 2,000 people, then it went to 4,000 people, then it went to 7,000 people over the years. And by the time that 3 years was done, the industry had grown. There was another full-time company, and I was ready to come back to WWE as the man I was supposed to be after leaving a boy.
Do you think, because often like people think if they don't, if it doesn't pan out how they wanted it to, i.e. you smashing it first time around and it all going well, you wouldn't have actually been able to get to that point without going through all that shit and overcoming it. It's actually through overcoming the obstacles and making it work that's turned you into Drew McIntyre that you are today. And you actually wouldn't have had that in your locker without going through that. Do you firmly believe that everything has happened as it's meant to?
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. It sucks at the time and you're going through it. But without all those, down times, those really hard times, those times where I thought I was at rock bottom, then I even went lower a few times, I wouldn't be, the man I am today. I wouldn't have the skills and the tools and the tool belt that I have today. and able to handle everything that's thrown at me, including when I became WWE champion. It was a worldwide pandemic, and there was no fans there, and our lifeblood is our fans, our interactive product. I was the guy given the ball, going to figure it out, and I went, okay. That's because of the training and everything I'd been through that prepared me to be the guy to handle any situation.
Yeah, see, that's incredible, because I remember watching WWE during COVID, and I like, what much must you have done? Because footballers
With the
playing
screens
sport,
as well,
like
remember?
obviously we're playing in front of like empty stadiums, and they were saying this doesn't feel the same, but their thing isn't directly interacting with the audience like you guys do. Like everything feeds off the audience. Yeah. How did you manage to pull it off and do so well, do you think? Because I know you obviously, having your obstacles you overcome is one thing, but actually like you can't replicate talking to someone and there not being a reply. It's like right now, technically we're speaking with thousands of people, but they're not here. So did you almost like view it like we are, I guess, almost like pretending that the camera is a person, or like what did you envisage to almost bring it out of you?
There was a lot of throwing things against the wall and see what sticks. Yeah. Like a lot of like no fear, trial and error. And as the champion, it was up to me to throw everything against the wall and show everybody, hey, there's no wrong answers. Right now, we lost a couple of our superstars. We went home for various reasons, including health reasons. So I was like, all right, everyone's looking to me. So I'm going to, take some chances. Usually we interact with our crowd and the live audience. We don't have them, as you said, it's the camera. So we generally didn't break the fourth wall. You're not supposed to look right down the lens like I'm doing right now and staring at everybody at home right in your eyeballs. But because we couldn't look at the fans in the eyeballs in the crowd, I thought, right, screw this, I'm going to break the fourth wall. And I started looking right down the camera so I could look everybody in the eye at home and start talking directly to them. So when I'm doing the interviews, even though it's freaking silence in a warehouse, I was just talking one-on-one with everybody at home, and just so they knew, like, hey, everything else is shut down. Every entertainment company, every sport company is shut down. WWE's still here 2 times a week. We'll be here to take your mind off of things. And I want to let you know, hey, things may be a bit scary, but, you can rely on old Drew McIntyre to get you through a couple hours every week. Yeah.
So, like, in terms of, I guess, breaking that fourth wall, that was off your own back, right? No one said you can or can't do that.
That was, I went out and just did it, and no one told me otherwise. Because
obviously a lot of people go, oh, it's scripted, everything's pre-planned, but like how much creative control do you have? And, I guess maybe don't have, but break it anyway and do what you want to do.
Yeah, it's very much a collaboration, especially these days. Like, I don't write the storylines and the likes. The creative team led by Triple H, they come up with the storylines, where we're going, etc. They'll present that to myself, and every week I'll figure out with, the creative team, okay, this is where we are, this is where we're going, and the words that come out of my mouth, that's me. Like, I'll work with somebody, but it's 100% what I want to say and how I would speak, because no one can tell me how to be Drew McIntyre. Yeah. Because I am Drew McIntyre, and a lot of the time I'll drive people crazy, because when I go out there, I've been doing it a long time, I don't go off of words on a stupid piece of paper. I go off of feel. I understand the message we're trying to get across, the story we're trying to get across. I have a lot of time to do it within. But if something doesn't feel right when I'm out there, I'm going to go with my gut and what it says to do. And sometimes it says something that's the opposite on a piece of paper, but I'll do it anyway. And I'll listen to the crowd, because the right answer is what they're saying, not what anyone backstage is saying or what a damn piece of paper is saying. So the fans tell me what's working, what's not working. So if I do something, they react, or if I do something on the paper and they don't react, well, screw that, I'm going a different direction. That's not working, I'll go a different direction. I can hear them, they're working, this is working, here we go, now I'm going to go down that avenue. It's up to my opponent to be skilled enough to go back and forth. And if they're not, I will eat them alive. And that's their fault, they shouldn't be on TV.
That brings me on to like a point about the rivalries between you and other WWE superstars. How much of those are real and spill over into real life?
A lot of them. You'd be surprised. Like a lot of people out there, you work whatever you work. As imagine in an office specifically, you've got people you like and people you don't like, and people you hang out with and people you don't hang out with. It's like that in WWE, except we spend 52 weeks a year with each other on the road all across the world. So we got to be in each other's business all the freaking time. And if you don't like somebody, it can be really trying, but also when it spills onto TV, hopefully you're both professional enough to do your job, but you can reach for those real feelings. And that's when it starts to feel real to people in the crowd. So instead of watching a performance, like I'm watching WWE and this is fun, this is a fun little watch. It's a wait, this feels different. This might be real. There's something about this that feels real. Like last year, myself and CM Punk was the big feud of the year. Won all the awards, rivalry of the year and all that crap. Which is nice. I love that. When I was younger, I used to love all those awards, but I got older, I'm not a big mark. It's all about how I feel and what I know is working. And I'm like, okay, this means a lot to me. And we don't like each other. We genuinely don't. But we're able to be professional enough within the confines of WWE to turn it into magic on television, which it was, because it was very much based in reality every week, like how good he is at his job, how good I am at my job, or try to top each other because of that personal rivalry and because we're such professionals and we're very good at our job. That's what it was every week, was try to outdo each other, and the people that benefit the most were the fans.
So unique that you have to almost work as well as you possibly can, but it's with someone you don't genuinely like. You have to collaborate, but you also want to...
I mean, him and I didn't always collaborate. We just said, like, we talked to a mediator and we'll see you out there. And we just went like the Old West on the microphone with each other. Like, who's going to
so there's no
top
like
each other.
behind backstage you're going, right, let's maybe do this, touch on that. It's just like, I'll just see you out there.
Yeah, we don't even say that part. We just have somebody kind of go back and forth. You got this time, this is the message, see you out there. And when him and I on the microphone, it's just like the Old West with the gun. We just go back and forth shooting each other on the microphone until, you know, one gets the upper hand. That
is the confusing part about wrestling. Because I know obviously all wrestlers and wrestling fans hate the phrase "it's fake," and because it's not, it's scripted. You know, like the things you do out there are incredibly tough on the body.
If anyone could figure out how to fake gravity, please tell me first. Every time I jump up, I keep freaking falling down and it hurts.
A lot of these, you know, these interactions that you have with superstars seem so real, but I think a lot of people still perceive them as fake, and it can be very confusing for fans, I think, especially people maybe that don't watch wrestling, to think that everything is just a performance and an act, but it's truly not.
No, we're like live action soap opera. You know, we do our takes in front of a live audience, very interactive product. We never claimed for it to be real. It's so bizarre in 2025. People are saying, you know, it's fake. Like, what's wrong with you? You go to Daniel Day-Lewis and say, you know, your movies are not real, by the way. And he would get offended because he's such a method actor. I don't. That's the difference. But it's just bizarre in 2025. People still think that way rather than, we know what it is. We have our fans. There's a reason we have our fans. There's a reason we have millions and millions and millions of fans literally all across the world, billions of social media. Give it a shot. I'll even go back and forth and explain it to you, what makes it so different, what makes it so unique. But the key thing is just give it a try. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But generally, for my buddies in Scotland who weren't, you know, the biggest wrestling fan, just watch it because I'm in it. I say, come and check out a live show. And when they experience it live, the spectacle, the athleticism, when they see it up close, they're like, God, like this is, there's so much to this than I thought there was. Just the spectacle of it was just incredible. They want to talk about everybody but me. They're like, God, that one guy is a freaking giant. That girl, she did all those flips. There's something for everybody. We're such a smorgasbord of entertainment. We never claimed to be the things that people don't watch us say we are. So I always say, just give it a freaking chance. We might just hook you.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I wonder as well, how much of it do you think is to do with that athleticism and what you do physically compared to the character? So as in like people investing in the characters and actually like the wrestling maybe being not as important? Or do you think like the wrestling and the moves that you do are like the most important thing?
I mean, the moves aren't the most important thing, but they are important. Some people say, look, this is important. The wrestling's not important. It's world wrestling entertainment. The wrestling still matters. But the most important thing in WWE or any wrestling company, the most important thing should be the emotion, like how it makes people feel. Like if you're doing a great wrestling match and no one gives a damn, like what's the point? Like you've got to go out there and people are excited to see you. They've got to care about what you're talking about. And they've got to care about the reasons that you're having this match in the first place, or what's the point of investing in a match if they don't care about you, the other guy you're facing, or the story you're trying to tell. That's the most important thing, is making people feel. And then you should be good enough at your job that you're able to put that amazing wrestling match on, that highly athletic contest within the realm of believability. I love watching 50 flips as much as anybody, but if they're not done in the right way, then it's just a performance getting this reaction. You're watching like a freaking Cirque du Soleil or something. I want people to be watching mine again, like when you're on the microphone, like, oh wait, this feels different. Like I know what wrestling is, or I think I know what wrestling is, but this feels different on the mic. But when I wrestle, it's like, wait, I think I know what wrestling is, but this feels different in the ring. Like he's hitting that guy and red marks are appearing on them. He's kicking him in the face, and I don't know how he's doing it so well, but wait, there's a red mark in his face too. The way I look at it is, you're two grown men. You can take a freaking hit. Maybe try and don't break each other's noses. Like be, like your own around the gym, like doing a bit of MMA, grappling with guys. Like you sometimes with the lads, you really get into it. That's my philosophy in wrestling. Just listen, it's live TV. Certain adults have certain preconceptions, and like dads or whatever, that's always one I look to. So we've got the kids. the girls are excited to see us in our underpants, hopefully, or me anyway. And then the dads are like, all right, I spent all this money. Well, family will enjoy it. I look for them and go, I'm going to get him by the end of this match. And by the end of the match, through how physical my matches are, I can see them standing up going, wait a minute, this is different. This guy's beating the shit out of that guy.
Do you have like wrestlers that go, I don't want to work with you because I actually don't want to take a beating? Like, I actually don't want, I'd rather limit.
I mean, they might think it in their head. I don't think anyone would say that in outward.
Do you reckon?
Look like a pussy, but I know it gets talked about behind my back, and I don't care, because if you're not going to work with Drew McIntyre, you're not going to be on top of the card, and you're not going to make the money. So get in the ring and don't be a bitch.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, because I wonder how you are so frequently wrestling. Like, you guys actually can't afford to get injured, right? Really. Like, and be out of action. So
no, you don't want to be injured. Yeah,
so does anyone ever go like, I don't want to face that guy, or I don't want to do that move, or or is it a case of like, if you're not a pussy, fucking do as you're told and crack on?
No, I mean, when it comes to the moves, that's different. Like, I don't want to take flips onto my head or on a regular basis or anything like that. That's different than taking a punch or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I could get punched in the face all day long and punch somebody back all day long. In the physical aspect, when I talk about laying it in, I'm talking about things that people understand in our audience, like, think of an example. Like, when I'm trying to explain it to like the younger guys from doing a wrestling seminar, I say, listen, like, let me put it this way to the audience that don't watch wrestling, don't really follow it, or at least they don't understand it on somebody within its level. They can't understand. Like, say you're in a bar and you go to the bathroom and you come back and someone's making out with your girl. You don't go, you son of a bitch, and whip them off the wall and big boot them and leap off the bar and splash them. You punch them in the face. Our fans don't understand all the flips and stuff. They appreciate it, and it's cool, and it's a spectacle. They understand punches. They understand getting punched. They understand kicks in the face to the ribs because they've been in fights. Right. That's the most important part of the matches, and that's the parts I focus on. And it's not about the getting injured stuff, which is generally the big moves. That stuff, if you can take a hit, don't be a pussy. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That's the stuff I focus on. It's the things that people can understand because they've had it happen to them in real life.
So like so I did my first like proper wrestling session the other day, and they were showing how we could hit in a way that wasn't actually going to cause damage. Yep. They were often saying that like using like the forearm or like the bicep, like the fleshy parts of you to hit. And he actually went, right, I'm going to hit you as hard as I can with this part. And he did it. And it actually, like, it didn't hurt. And then I did the same to him and it didn't hurt. And I got clotheslined. Is that something that you try and do? Or would you actually punch them properly?
Depends who I'm in with. Like, punches are different.
Okay.
You hit somebody in the wrong place. Like myself and, like a Sheamus, like we go back 20 years.
Right.
Like, if you watch some of our matches back, and I was time over to clip this later, if we get some of the punches that we've given each other, like, we're trying to open up each other's eyebrows, we're nailing each other in safe spots.
As friends,
the harder
like,
you hit,
the more you just go
and then you have
for
the beer after, and you have the laugh afterwards, and then go, when they watch our match, they're going to question everything they think they know. So we've legitimately gone in there and like welts all over each other's heads in safe places. We're not hitting, like solar plexus, and we can knock each other out, or in the nose, or directly on the jaw. But you're going for spots that are going to leave a mark. And with forearms to the face, those can suck. The chops are as hard as you can possibly can hit.
Chop, that like left all sorts of stinging
chop?
Like, like Ric Flair.
Oh yeah,
on the chest.
But surely, like,
horrible.
Talk about these flex parts. Like when you hit someone with like the claymore, like that's the sole of your foot.
Yep.
Surely that you've 100% connect with someone's face there. Surely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, surely that is just like
A lot of bloody noses, a few concussions.
You get kicked in the face.
Yeah, I'm 6'7" with my boots
that's
on,
a lot of power
275 pounds. That boot's coming at you, and it connects, and it hurts in general, and sometimes it really hurts.
That's the other thing. Like when I was doing,
Twice I finish him with.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Went to my wrestling class. It was
wrestling class.
Yeah. So wait, the mental block of like landing on the ring. So I was just taking like a front bump. And like especially as a geezer, you're like, I don't want to land on my bollocks, right? At first I just couldn't take a front bump, let alone going off the top rope and landing. Like, do you remember when you crossed that barrier and I can just do this stuff and not almost feel that block, or do you still have that to an extent? Will that always be there?
No, I definitely don't have that. If
it's
like, if it's like stunts or whatever, like we have like. Special matches every year, like the Money in the Bank, which involves climbing ladders, and TLC that involves tables, ladders, and chairs. Like all these kind of matches, I'm like, oh god, I don't want to.
That shit's horrible.
Yeah, get hit by chairs because the chairs are real. There's nothing fake about chairs. The tables aren't fun. You get caught up going through things like that. That kind of stuff I think about, and I still remember my first lessons.
We've got an image of you here.
Look at this on camera right now. So what was this? What caused this?
That was a toolbox to my head.
To the skull.
Wait,
There's the
Joke in my ass.
17 staples in my head.
17.
So what are you doing? Because surely at that point, mate, like you're in that ring, you can't see straight.
you must just
surely
be
you're
fucked.
dazed for real.
Yeah, I got hit with the toolbox, coming around on my knees, and I remember kind of shaking it off, and I went, wow, that hurt. And the referee was trying to tell me something, and as I was trying to look at him, I couldn't hear what he was saying. I've got bad hearing as it is, but things were a bit woozy. I saw some blood spurt across the ring, land about 3 feet in front of me like a faucet, and I went, oh, that's weird. And then I came up straight, and it just came right down my face. I went, oh, that's bad.
What happens?
What
in that
happens?
scenario?
Yeah. Like, what do you have to do? Do you just have to carry on, play along?
You don't have to do anything. Our referee is in communication with backstage. Who's in communication with the doctor, so they're all talking, panicking. I'm relaying messages exactly what's going on, because if they have to, they'll stop the match. Especially in today's day and age, and knowing what we know about head injuries and the likes.
Yeah,
I had to communicate very quickly that my senses were still there. I was still with it. It's just a very bad gash on my head. But initially I was, oh no, and the lights were getting very bright, and anyone that's gone out before knows that's what starts to happen before you go out. So I was able to regain my composure, kind of go over the initial shock of it and continue the match, but not before the back and forth with the referee in the backstage to ensure that I was capable of continuing. I also rolled to the referee on the floor. The doctor on the floor. He was outside the cage. So there was a Hell in the Cell where basically it's a cage match with a very big cage around the ring, and it's got a roof on it. So the doctor can't get there unless we open the door. So the camera stayed off me while I talked to him, just so he could make sure that I was 100%. He also had a little needle in his hand that he was going to stop the bleeding with. He was like, this would stop the bleeding. I went, well, how the fuck are you going to get it to me? I'm in a cage. I went, I don't know. And I went, fuck off.
How did
I rolled back in the ring.
Is there an element as well where, I don't know whether it's pride of being a wrestler and being tough, where you wouldn't want to turn to the referee and go, yeah, I need to quit. Like,
unless I was
end the
dead,
match.
I would continue the match.
Yeah,
And
it's
adrenaline
like,
as
It's
well.
that simple. I've seen guys, the Triple H tore his quad off of the bone and continued the match and got put in a maneuver, the Walls of Jericho, where he's held in a maneuver that hurts your quads in general, and his was not attached. Like that's the kind of mentality most of our superstars have. Maybe not some of, because some of the new guys are freaking pussies. But
we'll get on to
Speaking
someone
of-
specific. Well, no, just the Undertaker. I saw a documentary he did where he was obviously out cold for that Brock Lesnar ending the streak match.
yeah, that
He
was
he
a
actually
scary one.
doesn't
but-
remember from like 2 p.m. onwards.
That's
from that
terrifying.
day.
Yeah, that's the stuff. Like, thankfully, we know what we know about head injuries now, and we have such strict policies about it.
But is there an element there, like, obviously, if all of you guys, like, we love you, we are fans, we don't want you to actually, do something crazy. And what if that element of, like, I'm going out on my shield, like, that's, if people are thinking that that's what they need to do, like, surely it's going to end in a bad way, no?
Situation by situation, you got to judge the moment, and something like that. Like, I assume, like, he didn't even realize in the moment he was just on autopilot, and it wasn't clear to anybody, or the match would have been stopped. Like, knowing what we know now, you can't take any risks with head injuries. But if it's something that, that hurts, but I'm going to continue and soldier through, and you find out later, it was an injury. Adrenaline's a hell of a thing that it's going to carry you through anything. I've torn my bicep off the bone. I have broken my neck.
Broken your neck?
It was in Newcastle, actually. It was outside of WWE.
Wasn't even doing a match.
It was the match. I took a maneuver, a non-displaced fracture, T2 and 3. I didn't, lose a feeling in my feet or my fingers or anything, but I was aware, because I kissed my own chest, that something had broken. I heard it.
That's like a near-death experience, surely.
It was pretty scary. I just, life, career flashed before my eyes. We had a big show in Scotland coming up. The one I talked about, 7,000 people, was coming up. I was like, oh no, I'm going to miss that. Oh, is this going to be bad? Okay, I've still got all my, wits about me. Nothing seems to be really bad, but I was very careful getting out the ring, and thanks to the glorious NHS in Newcastle, I only had to wait 3 hours for an ambulance to come and check me out. And then they wanted to strap me to a board and carry me out. After I was like, well, wait 3 hours, lads, thanks for showing up in time, but I think
How many people would they need to carry you out?
I'd say a couple. But I'd refused to go out. I'd said, just meet me at the corner, because there's a bunch of fans waiting for pictures and stuff, and I didn't want it all over the internet.
Yeah.
So I just kind of walked outside the autographs, took the pictures,
broken
walked
neck.
to the corner. So cheers, lads, and then just jumped into the ambulance. Then they strapped me to the board and then took me to the hospital. And then I waited an additional 4 hours. Thank you, NHS again. I had constant panic attacks, strapped to a board.
Yeah.
You can't move. Just thankfully got my phone there to play on my phone the whole time to get through. And
That is terrifying, honestly.
yeah, it was pretty scary. I got very lucky being non-displaced. It healed itself. I just wore like a cast for 8 weeks, I believe it was, like neck and body.
Did you make the 7,000?
I made it barely, but I was there and I was able to be part of it, and it was incredible. And it was the Hydro in Scotland where WWE runs, where we just were this past Monday for Monday Night Raw. And just the idea that a little Scottish company with my mates that we started when I was like 19 years old or whatever had got the biggest crowd in British wrestling, or independent wrestling actually at that point, for like 30 years.
Yeah, that is impressive.
Would you say, like, deep down, it's impossible to not make it in the WWE or the highest, wrestling federations around the world and not sustain serious injuries?
I mean, some guys have got lucky.
Really? There's anyone that actually
avoided like injuries their whole career. I mean, maybe a freak accident here or there, like a Chris Jericho or a Fit Finlay. Like Finlay, at the end of WCW, got a part of a table leg through his calf. Like just a freak accident, but like for injuries, he wrestled his entire life, even younger than me. And just some guys just get lucky or built different. Certain people are certainly built for athletics, like people that play rugby, American football, and wrestling itself being 52 weeks a year. I've had MRIs done where they tell me the gaps between each of my vertebrae are, very, big. Which I was, what does that mean? Because it basically means you're designed for punishment, so you're in the right line of work.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's all right then.
So you're blessed genetically, basically.
Yes.
You mentioned briefly just then, some of the new guys are pussies.
Not everybody. I'm generalizing. Like a Braun Breaker's killing it. He's awesome.
what
So
about-
put somebody over.
So there's a friend of mine, good friend.
Good friend. Shut up.
You met him once.
Don't know if you watched the Sidemen charity match at Wembley Stadium.
I saw the one clip, yes.
Yes.
Didn't watch the whole match.
wasn't
No, I've got other stuff to do, but I watched the clip.
The suplex.
Yes, I saw the suplex.
So,
Interesting choice of move.
Yeah.
A football match.
So my really, really great friend, Logan Paul,
Oh, yeah.
obviously he's the
Are
new
you guys
guy.
friends, by the way?
Oh, we go way back. I've inspired him on a few occasions.
He's met him once.
No, basically, I went on his podcast and he had some things to say about you. He was like, and I quote,
Can we
"That's it."
pull it up?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we can play the
I think
clip.
he said one thing. I saw
We can
it.
play the clip. Yeah, okay.
I believe I responded on the internet and I went
Drew
easy.
McIntyre on instead.
Oh, sick.
So that's coming up.
Also a huge guy. It's not out yet?
No, yeah.
How was he in person?
Well, Drew McIntyre, we haven't done it yet. We're waiting.
Oh.
When you guys come to do Raw in London, like that's when we're doing it.
No way. Interesting. I never took him as anyone who actually could speak sentences in full, complete length.
That's
Really?
crazy.
Do you-
So what's this all about? Is he calling you out?
No, I saw I think it was his podcast, put a little thing out saying roast Drew McIntyre, and I went, oh, here we go. This is just my game. If anyone sees my Twitter, my X, it's just constantly shredding everybody. I went, oh, here we go. And I saw it, I went, oh, that's nothing. I still responded. I think I put the one picture with the girl with the turkey in her head, the frozen one, like, oh, I love her, she's so crazy. You got me, bro. Never been roasted like that before. I mean, Drew doesn't speak in full sentences. We seem to be doing fine so far, and considering my entire job in life has been talking, and I had to work on the accent a little bit, being Scottish, with the thickest accents in the world from Scotland. But yeah, represent WWE in multiple areas all across the world. Again, not things Logan would know, but I've represented WWE at COP26, the climate convention, where I was talking about how women in third world countries are disproportionately affected by climate change. Not just a pretty face here. Said wrestling's a lot different these days. We're educated, we form full sentences and everything. And I guess Logan hadn't done his research. Generally, he says very nice things about me and puts me over when he's shredding everybody else. But yeah, I guess he's not done his research. Logan, I have a degree in everything, Logan.
This is the crazy thing, isn't it? Of where this is a rivalry that I don't know whether it exists or not, but obviously he said something about you negative here, completely detached from WWE. So it's it really does spill over into real life. And how would you respond to something like this if you saw him? Does it?
I mean, that I wouldn't care. People have said way worse.
Yeah.
If I was upset with something, I'd say we signed the wrong brother. But no, something like that, I assume it's more based on our interactions backstage where, my real voice, I'm very quiet spoken. I don't tend to talk for long periods of time, especially at TV. I'm usually thinking about the show or I'm pissed off about something. I'm getting my head right, getting in character. And this, talking right now is an effort for me to speak clearly. Like, you know what it's like to be Scottish and have to do things
doing
to
a
make
great
sure the
job.
world's understand. Yeah, like I spent years people going, what? Like first moved to America is Louisville, Kentucky. Imagine coming from Scotland, Air Scotland, dropped in Louisville, Kentucky, and everybody just like thinking you're talking a different language. And when they finally understand what you're saying, you're like, wow, you talk pretty good English, boy. I was like, I freaking hope so. It's my only fucking language.
What's your actual opinions on Logan? The way he's sort of come into WWE, clearly he's given it everything. Do you think that's an inspiration to like the younger generations? You know, like Joe who wants to do it himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to knock him. You know, he's come from a different world and made a name for himself, just like yourself, Joe. And you know, had a dream. But sometimes we've had people come in who have similar thoughts, and they've absolutely shat the bed, and they couldn't handle the pressure, and they realize, oh no, that playing fighting with my buddies and my teddy bears wasn't quite going to cut it. With somebody like Logan, he came in, and every single match, he's absolutely smashed it. Clearly doesn't do his freaking research, especially someone like Drew McIntyre. Well, been around for 25 years and held the company together when everything was shutting down the pandemic. That's okay, Logan. I'll batter you at some point. We get one-on-one match and they chop you to freaking pieces. But he gets it. You can see the difference with somebody that gets it and doesn't. And it doesn't even matter how long you do it for. Some people just never figure it out. There's a difference between those who do the moves well and do the matches well, and those that, you know, have it, and those that feel different, those that become superstars. And I always say it's just in their eyes. You can tell just looking at somebody's eyes. If they're present, they're in the moment, they know exactly what they're doing, especially between the moves. Like from the beginning, when Logan walks out, he knows exactly who he is. The pressure doesn't get to him. He does the moves and stuff. He wants to do stunts and stuff. Good for him. That gets like a nice little viral reaction, what he's looking for. But the stuff in between, when you see him just stand there and posture to the crowd, you can see in his eyes that's somebody who knows who he is. He's in the moment. He's present to the particular situation, whatever's happening at that time, whatever his opponent's giving him, whatever the crowd are giving him. He's not thinking about the stupid words he had to memorize. He's actively just going what feels right because he knows exactly who Logan Paul is, and that's what separates the wrestlers from the superstars.
Yeah, I think that's what, when I mentioned the character regarding compared to the actual moves, like Logan coming from actually being like a performer, like when the camera's rolling, like you're live and there's no like doing a bit and then stopping. It's like he's been doing that for like a decade. So I wonder his like athleticism, natural wrestling ability that obviously he's had since young, plus the character. Do you think that if there's a combination of that, you could be seeing the likes of, say, Speed, Kai Cenat, maybe Theo Baker? Like this could actually open the door for others, and would that be welcomed in terms of content creators entering the WWE world? Or do you reckon like genuine wrestlers wouldn't be too fond of that?
Me personally, I don't care. Like a lot of old school guys, and now I guess I'm an old school guy, would be upset by that, but I'm all about what's going to draw eyeballs. I'm not get the mindset of, oh, he's taking my spot. Like when I was younger, I was talking about everyone getting jealous, who's taking my spot. I was like, no, mate, if it was your spot, you would have that spot. Like, shut up. And so mine is, okay, if you can bring eyeballs, that's a start. But then if you can do the job, the difference is if you do a bad job on my show, then I'm going to want to beat you up. But if you come in, you make a difference, you bring the eyeballs and you kill it and you have respect for it, at least you come in open-minded and then you learn, because more people do it when they come in, they start learning, they find like, wow, this is different, but this is rewarding. You add to our show, then you're more than welcome. If you come in and detract from our show, I will kick the fuck out of you.
Have you ever had any like actual fights, like backstage or like off camera? Like,
yeah, I've been a while, but yeah.
Then like with WWE superstars, like.
Yeah, I mean, I try to be professional these days, but yeah. I mean, whenever I get angry, it ends up on the internet. Like Drew storms out or Drew's pissed off, and it only happens every so often. But when I get angry, I get really angry, and I know that. So the way I handle it is, I get my bags, and I leave, and then I calm down and I look at the picture properly, because maybe I have a tendency to overreact, and I'm sure people can Google my name and you'll see a couple of times I've left the arena very, very angry and told people what I thought of them before I left.
What's made you angry?
I won't specify, but there was a couple of times, like, you know, the night CM Punk returned, I may have definitely left the arena because I was so angry. Not necessarily just about that. There was another thing, but there was a couple of reasons. And I didn't want to detract from the big moment for the fans, because it was a big moment for the fans. And with Seth Rollins 20 feet away, shaking his fist, you know, getting angry, swearing at him, and me who left the arena, because when I'm actually angry, I couldn't stand that close. I would walk up and punch somebody in the face because I'm a grown man. And I don't shout things from a distance. I hit people, or I walk away and calm down, then look at the situation. If I still feel the same, then I hit them, or I realize, okay, let's be sensible and professional. And at the Royal Rumble, something similar happened. So, once every couple of years, exploding enough that it ends up on the internet, it's not too bad, especially for a Scotsman with anger problems.
Earlier when you mentioned about wrestling with like your cousin as a kid, or with like certain teddy bears or like pillows and stuff like that.
Yeah, my brother was technically my original opponent. We wrestled everywhere. Yeah, we go to the park and put on matches for everybody, not just like we grab each other and like hold each other on the ground like a amateur wrestling match. Now we would work together, and he'd hurricane at me, do all the high flying moves. I would do the power moves to him. People would just circle around us and just watch us wrestle ever since we were kids.
Well, we got a video we'd like to show you, if that's okay, of Joe practicing some of his moves.
Just teddy bears.
Whoa.
Well, some of them were teddy bears. This one's with his cousin.
Oh yeah.
Take us through these moves. Is he pulling them off?
Yeah.
Is that not a bit weird?
It's funny that 2025, everybody's still Jeff Hardy. My brother was Jeff Hardy when we were like 12, doing the swan dance as well.
Thoughts on the PJs?
Oh, some quality PJs.
Well, they're not. I was going to say they are tartan, yeah. Not the
That should look pretty good. Oh, careful with that head.
Oh, surely that's a bit dangerous, and I don't remember seeing that.
No,
I'm guessing you're not allowed to condone this sort of behaviour, right?
Oh yes, you don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Because I certainly never did all that stuff when I was a kid. But yeah, I just say be careful with the head drops. You only get one.
Do you think there's potential there? Is there potential there?
Yeah,
Did he make it?
Do the moves very nice, but as we talked about, it's not the moves that are important, brother. It's the stuff in between. So you're gonna have to see you in the ring to know.
Well, Drew McIntyre. We got WrestleMania coming up.
It sounds like Stone Cold LA Knight.
Have you got a match? Have you got a match at WrestleMania?
Not right now.
No.
Yeah, last year I was fighting for the title and everything. Big Mania. This year, get chucked out the Rumble from behind. Back was starting. Damian Priest threw me out. Elimination Chamber, a Claymore, John Cena. I was out to pin him. That would have taken him out. Saved so much heartbreak for everybody. John Cena turned heel like the next Monday or whatever. Oh, no, when did he turn heel? That night, actually, he turned heel. I told everybody the night before as well, he's a horrible person. I can see him. He's a terrible person. I predicted it. I told everybody. Really? And it still happened. And I was about to eliminate him. Damian Priest once again stole it from behind. So this guy, Damian Priest, for the past year, every single time I was screwed by CM Punk, he was there to pick the bones and win the match. He's been living off me for a year now. He screwed me over at the Rumble. He screwed me over at Chamber. I've been beating him up for the past 2 weeks because of that guy. I don't have a match at Elimination Chamber. So I think I'm just going to have to beat him up until I get a match at Mania. If I get him at Mania, maybe I'll take him down in front of the entire world.
Oof. Well, like, in terms of advice then, say
Don't eat yellow snow.
one day I want to face you at WrestleMania and defeat you.
That is it. Hey, can we just compare the arm sizes quickly?
What would be your advice, Drew McIntyre, for me?
Don't bother.
Don't
Shut up!
Look, if
I'm taking him down!
Rey Mysterio is a small guy.
what kind of width we got in the shot here? Like how high is it? Like if we stand up like
Stand up here. We should be able to see.
Right, watch this, everyone.
You have to look up. You have to look up.
If you're listening, they're having a face. Oh my god!
It's like the great Carly and Rey Mysterio.
But knowing, right?
I suggest, use all the stroke you've got now, all the goodwill, the name value you've built up, make that match happen, make it no DQ, and kick me in the bollocks as quick as you can. That's your only chance.
But imagine, right, that face-off there, you knew he wasn't going to hurt you. You knew Drew wasn't going to hurt you there.
Yeah.
But if you were stepping into the ring and that's how you're starting off, it's going to hurt you. You'd be trembling.
Trembling.
That size difference.
Yeah, I mean, that's where, like, the trust has got to be there, right?
No, but
It does.
You know what I mean?
You can trust me.
Oh, no! But that is true. It's like you're still in there with a geezer that's, like, massive and that could destroy you. It's like you have to trick your brain that, like, he's not actually going to hurt me, right?
No, but that's the thing.
Yeah, you tell yourself that, but sometimes with certain guys, you think, like when I wrestled Brock Lesnar, like for the title, looks like you've taken a, gorilla and shaved it. And also, hey, this guy, if he chooses to, can murder basically everyone on the planet aside 3 people.
Are there some superstars that you see and you think, or like at least when you first came in, you're like, fucking hell.
Yeah,
they're massive.
Like I've been in the ring with them, and I've thought this person could destroy me or finish me off if they wanted to. Like Mark Henry was one. He was former like world's strongest man was his character, and he was. I think technically is on paper legitimately strongest man of all time. When he held me up, I was like, oh my goodness, this guy is pretty strong. And he flicked his wrist, and I flew over his head and landed on my feet behind him. What just happened?
It's just
It's mental that you've been thrown over that guy's head.
I was like, you okay? Like, you do it? Because I thought he'd throw his arms. Most of us throw our arms to throw somebody behind us. He flicked his wrist, and I just glided over his head and landed on my feet. The Big Show was another guy when I was younger. He grabbed me, and I go, oh my goodness, he could just take me out. But the good thing with those guys, I could just run away. With someone like Brock Lesnar, he's faster than you. He's stronger than you. He's got more technique. Like, no matter like who you are, aside, I say legitimately a few people in the world, like he's going to get you and have his way with you, whoever he wants to do.
Yeah. I used to love Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, legendary. Do you think like size will be an issue then? Like when obviously I face you or like into the WWE, do you reckon that is going to be a problem?
Yeah, because what about Rey Mysterio?
Yeah, that's the story we're trying to tell.
Let's be real. There's a lot of, I don't know how much I can say, but performance enhancement that some wrestlers may use. Do you think I'd need to use that or?
No, and you couldn't anyway. We are legitimately drug tested by a third-party company. They're called Aegis. If you want to look it up online, we're randomly drug tested multiple times a year. As annoying as it might be, it's great for our industry. Made such a difference. There was so many people have lost throughout the years. It was necessary. Yeah. You come to TV and you're like, oh no, I got to pee in a cup. I have so much stuff to do. Yeah. It can take up 2 hours of the day, but it is awesome. Like on top of things when it comes to the the drug side, the head injury side, like even people from the past, if they have a substance abuse problem, we have a program, they can get their help. Everything, so all that stuff's awesome. And the guys that are the big guys now are, got their natural way. Yeah. Because we get drug tested, so no, you can't take it, or you'd be walking in like, here's my big match, and you would instantly fail the drug test, you kick back out. But no, it's a story we're trying to tell. There's obviously big size differences within WWE these days. There aren't as many big guys as there used to be, so there's a lot of times where I'm the bigger guy, and the story is how's a smaller guy going to overcome the bigger guy. Yeah. And that's how we're going to hook people's attention, as we tell that story leading into the match, which is generally David and Goliath, but sometimes Goliath's a good guy and David's a dickhead. It depends what story you're trying to tell, and the fans are like, God, Goliath crushed David, this is going to be great. So once we get to the match, people are excited, and how we pull off the match is up to us, how we tell that story in a logical manner.
John Cena's not that tall.
Well, he's like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah. I mean, he's standing beside me. He's not that tall, but it is freaking huge.
Speaking of Cena, obviously he's just turned heel. Like, what do you prefer to be, heel or babyface? Good guy or bad guy for those casual viewers?
I'm not a bad guy. I tell the truth. Like, that's the thing with Drew McIntyre, or Drew in real life. Everything I say, and I said it last week after my, what did I do last week? Tag match? Yeah, the tag match, and I battered Priest because he deserved it. But I did an interview afterwards, and I literally said I challenge anybody, I defy anybody to go out there on a microphone and verbally challenge me and prove me wrong, prove that I've told a lie, poke holes in my logic. You can't, because all I do is tell the truth. But in 2025, it's just that wrestling thing. I look at the world and go, what's kind of the way of the world right now is people don't like to hear the truth. And sometimes someone needs to lay down the cold, hard truth. And apparently that makes me a bad guy, constantly telling the truth, or they call me a complainer. I was like, no, I just tell the truth.
Okay, I got you.
Well,
to a fault.
We are running out a little bit of time, but we've got some quick fire questions from Instagram, if that's all right. Joe, you want to do the first one?
Okay. Are there any strange rules you have to abide by in the WWE?
Yeah, like, do you have to wear those little pants? Is that?
You don't have to.
Do you get to decide your attire?
I do, yeah. And if I would have trained to have these big, sexy legs, if I wasn't going to wear tiny, tiny pants.
Yeah. Cena wore jorts, mate. He was wearing jorts.
No. I know, but like the Speedos are...
The Undertaker wears a huge cloak.
You're doing a lot of movements. Like, you could easily have, a ball slip out or something.
Well, that's what they're made for, to make sure they don't slip out. Although my original, the reason my finishing move was called the Claymore, it came to be because I was wearing tight leather pants at the time. The character I was doing, as I mentioned before I got fired, was a comedy character. I was basically in an 80s rock band, like Bill and Ted. We didn't have any songs or music. We just acted like rock stars in and out of the ring. The trousers, were so tight that I was running to kick somebody in the face, and I realized the crotch was going to split. And I went, oh God, the crotch is going to split, and I'm Scottish because I don't like to wear anything underneath. I'm about to put on a show for the entire world. So I kicked up the other leg to avoid the crotch splitting, kicked my opponent in the face, knocked myself silly, and got told, hey, if you develop that move, you got moved there. So it came around by accident, and I tell everybody the key to success in life is tight leather pants. That led to the Claymore. It led to winning Wrestlemania, the main event, the world title, first ever British, only ever British world champion. Just get those tight leather pants and success will come.
Oh yeah.
So aside from tight leather pants, was there,
Tight leather
was there any
trousers. I keep forgetting we're on a UK podcast. I'm so used to bloody
Trousers,
Americans.
yeah.
Are there any other strange rules that you have to abide by that people might not know about?
No, not really. I mean, that's what,
Shaving your body?
I don't shave my body. See
Anything
my
like-
chest?
Oh, yeah. Hairy man.
Ratings just went through the roof. Almost took out a nipple and everything.
Do you have a favorite cheat meal?
It drives people nuts, but I do not follow a diet. Eat what I want when
Hell yeah,
I want. I have a high
straightforward.
metabolism,
Yeah.
so I just eat whatever. I try not to go nuts, but I eat burgers and like non-stop and pizza. And
Five Guys. Five
burritos.
Guys.
Love Five Guys. It costs a freaking fortune.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it does.
ridiculous,
It's got to
but
be.
it is the best.
You got to have a
burger.
podcast or a WWE contract to afford it.
Yeah, it's the best. It is the best burger though.
It is ridiculous now, though.
Yeah, and it's obscene, but it's so good.
Yeah, it's all over the world as well. We were in Barcelona, I think it was, at the hotel. And I got there and I was making a video at the gym for my missus, and I was going across and I went, oh, here's lovely, Spain. Is that Five Guys? This is fine Spanish cuisine.
Have you ever got in trouble for any of your tweets? That's interesting, that, because I wonder how like squeaky clean do you have to be, or are you allowed to just be you across the board, knowing that you are representing one of the biggest companies in the world at all times?
Yeah, I mean, TV and anywhere else, social media and otherwise, I am very much the mentality, and the office know that I'm going to run straight ahead, and I'm sometimes going to go past the line, and anytime I do, I'll get a little yank on my back to let me know that's too far.
Who
But
does that yank? Is it Triple H?
he does it personally, but I'll speak to him if there's anything that I'm unsure about. He's the one I go to just to make sure, hey, where's the line? Because sometimes if the line's here, I'm happy to do it over here.
Yeah, yeah.
He's somebody that's always been known for, pushing the line and breaking rules too, historically, but he's the boss now, so he has to put his boss hat on. And then I'll go to him if I'm unsure, but someone else will speak to me and go, hey, maybe you don't go there. But I'd rather 100 people that would push the boundaries that were too scared to go near it. We don't need to be pushing people forward, we need to be pulling people back.
And last two questions. Favorite wrestler growing up?
Bret the Hitman Hart.
Oof. That's a great choice.
I was wrong. It was huge in Europe, like crazy huge in Europe. Kind of looked like a rock star, but compared to some of the other guys, they were like, oh, he's a bit boring or whatever. I was like, hell no. Like, he was so captivating, even as a 5, 6, 7-year-old. I couldn't articulate why I was so drawn to him as opposed to the larger-than-life characters, the Ultimate Warrior, etc. And as I got older and started wrestling, I understood the business more. I had a higher appreciation for him. I was like, wow, it's because he's such a compelling storyteller with his matches. I would sit down and watch, my Disney and TV shows and the likes the same way I would sit down for his matches. And I thought back, wow, when some other guys were on, I was like, yeah, wrestling. But he was on, I was so drawn in. He was such a good storyteller. It was like watching every other show I was watching. But his performance was his wrestling.
You do the final one, Joe. I know you want this.
Oh, that's a bit beggy, isn't it? I don't need training.
Would you ever train Joe?
I mean, if you come to Nashville, to my garage and where my house is, because I ain't leaving unless my work has me leave my house.
Depends how much you want
I'll show
it,
you a
mate.
few moves. So if you come to the house, I'll show you some stuff.
All right, perfect.
Most of my showing stuff is talking as opposed to physically showing. Like,
Yeah.
when I was gone from WWE, I was doing seminars. My dad used to come, like, please go easy, Drew, stop ruining people's dreams. I'm an honest dad. And I'd sit down. First thing I would say is, listen, you've got like people coming in here, like, Finn Balor's been through, Johnny Saint's been through, all these legends of British wrestling been through. They'll show you all the cool moves. That's one thing to learn, that I'll teach you about the stuff that actually matters. And it's mostly articulating, one, are you ready for this? Do you like seeing your family all the time? Do you like seeing your kids all the time? It's not an easy life, but it's a very rewarding life. And my dad would go nuts. But that's me being nice. I was way more brutal. People would literally walk out during my speech because they were realizing this is not for me. It's such a mental game as well as a physical game.
Incredible. That's actually inspired me.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to end it there. Regrettably, I could actually talk to you for days.
Yeah,
I'm
this
gonna
has been
see you.
class.
Are you gonna be at Monday Night Raw?
I am not. I'm going to be at SmackDown tonight, the show.
You don't even go and
And,
watch. Even if you're not on the show, do you not?
I'll
go
watch it
participate?
from my couch in Nashville because I've not been home in 2 weeks. I've been all over the shop.
You're on
the past 2
SmackDown
weeks.
tonight.
We'll enjoy that.
I've been appearances all over the place. I was at LA, Germany. That was awesome at the San Siro. I was at UFC
San
on
Siro,
Saturday. I was filming an advert for like 2 days early in the week for like a total of 20-something hours. That's why I look like this.
It's 365 days of the year you're going.
I mean, at least mentally. Like, it's it's every week of the year and usually a couple of times a week for WWE. Being on the road. And then sometimes I'll do things virtually, which is fine from home. And then leading to Mania this year, it's 3 weeks of Europe. So we've all been out here and it's awesome. Just seeing the crowds. It's such a difference. America is so spoiled. some places, still loud, get into it. They really want you to give them a little extra. Like Europe doesn't get as much WWE action. Are just so appreciative. We're getting Raw and SmackDown. We're so appreciative of the reactions everywhere we've been, from Brussels to Barca to Bologna last week and to London tonight. And London Monday. Get tickets if they're still available.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. All right. Well, thank you, Drew.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's been incredible. It's flown by, guys. Obviously, check out WWE. If you can, go and watch it live. I'm going to be seeing it on Monday. It's going to be incredible. And
Wait, I've got one last thing I'm supposed to say. I was supposed to promote
go on.
Yeah. Make sure you watch WrestleMania on Netflix. April 19th and 20th, WrestleMania. Biggest show of the year. It's going to be mental.
Right then, guys, we're going to do a little debrief. I know, this is a new feature. I know you're always like, we don't want you to
Have guests on?
have guests on. The
thing
but
is-
that was quite enjoyable, especially how Luke Martin offended him about 4.5
Oh my
seconds
God,
into the
it gave me the
podcast, telling him that WWE had died out. We all started squirming in our chairs.
Luke, you like the moment you were talking about 5 years ago is when Drew was carrying WWE on his back during COVID. You're like, it died out.
Yeah,
Nice
when-
of you to actually speak. Where were you for the last hour?
I
Fucking hell.
I think I
When
spoke
did you turn up?
attacking me as usual. I think I spoke.
yeah.
I think I spoke more than you.
Me attacking you.
when are you going to get an iron? What?
What the actual fuck is that?
What are you?
Sorry, why are you now rude to me, and why are you now rude to me?
I love you. The new hair, brilliant.
Trying to go shorter.
Yeah, I can tell. You look older.
Now, and my point, by the way,
No.
Just had a WWE superstar, and you instantly just
my
started
my
attacking me.
point,
No,
my
we're
point
gonna go
about
to the
that.
British Legion after this, and we're all gonna hang out.
Yeah, it's cheap there, you know.
What are you doing? I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, what are you trying to play at right now?
Look, can I just clear up
you
my
want
point?
to defensive because
If,
Clear up Luke Martin.
you were rude to our guest.
If Drew was upset, which I'm surely, I highly doubt he was. My point was that wrestling, I felt like to people that weren't in that space,
Yeah.
it had become like, it had just died out. I didn't really hear much about wrestling at that
Cheers,
point.
Jeff.
But now, and I feel like over the last couple of years, wrestling has really resurfaced as like, oh, we are everywhere, even if you don't watch it. I'm
So
not-
true.
That is a fact. And if you're not a wrestling fan, you will agree
He's
with
got
me.
2 words for ya. Suck it. Right. Luke Martin.
Also-
that's a valid point. Well done.
Do you know what we just
I
found
value
out?
you.
Do you know what we just
I
found out?
value you.
What?
Joe just has taken the 2 Wafflin tickets.
No, I
Oh
haven't.
yeah, we
Right,
got given 2
Shut the
tickets.
fuck
By the
up.
way,
No, you
he
didn't.
just
On
took them,
Monday,
didn't tell us.
On Monday, you're going to SmackDown.
No, I'm not. I'm going to Monday Night Raw. Says it all.
What, you're going Monday Raw? What day is Monday Raw?
Monday. Your birthday.
My birthday. Didn't even invite me. Didn't even invite me.
Because listen.
Didn't even, not even a thought came
Theo,
across. You're
wait.
taking your camera, man.
What are you trying to project something that you've been
No, I'm a little bit
experiencing?
hurt though.
Well, so listen, right? WWE Raw, I asked for the Wafflin boys to be able to go. Producer Con didn't get you all tickets, so it's all his fault.
Oh, it's his fault.
So it's all his fault. My management, OP Talent, messaged me going, "Hi, Weller. We've got you and a +1, but the +1 needs to be a specific person. It can't be any of the Wafflin boys because they're a bunch of wankers." Right. So they said you could bring your cameraman.
No, they
because-
said a +1.
They
Anyone
did
you
not.
want.
They
Okay,
did
so
not.
it's +1.
They did
So-
not say, "Oh, you can bring
And
a
you thought,
cameraman."
oh, I don't
No,
know.
they did say bring.
Theo's just taking me to this amazing trip.
Okay.
What? I'm going on his birthday. Oh, why don't I invite Theo?
Okay,
Or
Theo.
Luke.
Okay, Theo.
Or Luke.
do you want to come instead? Because I can change it.
You can't change it. You've
Yeah, I
already said
can.
no.
No, I can change
But
it.
you'll
Do you
have to film him the
No, I
whole
don't want
time.
the pity
No,
invite,
Theo,
buddy.
no. Theo, do you want to come?
No.
Okay, well, we can go to SmackDown instead then.
Tonight.
Yeah, why don't you come?
I asked about tonight. She said she's gonna let us know.
No, the thing is, you don't actually want to come.
I do.
know
I've
you
never
don't
seen it
wanna
live.
come. What you're doing now
Yes, I do.
is you're going,
Well,
oh,
yes, I do.
I got the flack from the other week, so I'm going to get my tiny cock on display.
No, I've never
and
seen it
target
live.
Joe.
Have you seen it live?
Yeah, we went to watch it in. What I will
Yeah,
say,
because I took
we,
him for free.
Yeah, but
And do you know what? Luke
Well, yeah,
Martin,
but you-
freeloads off of us. You've taken him to Abu Dhabi, Qatar, all of that. I've taken him down Skegness, and he complains and plays this nice guy, where really, he's a bastard.
no, but what I will say is we went to watch WWE. I didn't want to say this when Drew was here because he's fucking massive. But we went to watch WWE in Brighton, right?
Yes.
I don't remember
And
this.
it wasn't the spectacle that it is when you watch it when it's at a big arena.
Chatting shit about WWE.
Yeah,
No.
bro.
What I'm saying is it's very different to like when you go and watch it at one of the small little venues where it's like this isn't a main event, as opposed to when you watch it where it is like, oh, this looks incredible. I've never been to like an O2 event or wherever.
I would just personally love an invite to go see anything, to be honest.
No, but we
Okay,
got to
well-
meet Jeff Hardy there. That was,
Yeah, so what we're
he was
going to
my
do,
favorite.
Theo, we've actually got a plan for you, but it's for content because obviously we need to use it for views. No.
Well, otherwise you wouldn't turn up.
No, Theo, don't cry. He's actually tearing up. I'm trying to bully you out of
What the fuck are you
being-
saying?
No, I'm not a bully. First of all, I do not condone
What is going
horrible
on, right?
bullying.
What is going on?
Listen, I don't condone it. None of us do. We all love each other. But if you allow someone to wallow in a feeling that's not good for them,
Self-pity.
You might, self-pity. You sometimes a bit of healthy bullying, being like, "Come on, you big tosser," can help.
No, I just
so
thought,
I'm
like-
going. You're
When you got the invite saying March 31st, you can take a +1. I just thought, maybe a certain
okay.
birthday
But
will cross your
just
mind.
first off, right? I got invited, and as part of my big Uganda wrestling video, which you're going to hear about soon, I wanted to go and film like pre-stuff at the WWE
I'll film for you, man.
training wrestling, and it's part of that. So it's not just I'm going for a jolly. I'm actually going to film, and it's like I would love to take you if you're willing to hold the camera and film for me and be like, true. No, and revert to type.
What does that mean?
Be a good man. Rather than this person that's against everyone,
about
we
Luke?
can.
Why ain't taking
Wait,
Luke?
we've got a message from HR here.
Okay, HR has literally just written on the screen. Can't leave Luke out again. We can fuck him off.
If it's like you two are having a debate about doing something and I'm still not in the conversation.
He's already taken. I said
You're
you.
too ugly.
It's
to
not
be
like,
involved.
let me try and get an extra I'm too ugly.
Yeah, you can't come.
Who the fuck is
now,
this?
Now on screen we've got. I don't know who's made this. Our creepy producer.
You know the weirdest thing about this photo is it's not
Yes.
been edited.
Right, has decided to make us into WWE superstars.
Wait, is that your actual
So this
tat?
is what I would look like.
Tattoo, mate.
That is your...
Okay, yes, that is my actual tattoo. I don't know how he's done that.
Mate, yeah, that is a real photo of you, just with hair.
It's got the same chain,
It's got this your
got the
arm.
hairy chest, and I
Wait.
look cool. So would this guy?
It's like you and Jeff Hardy.
Do you think he would win a triple threat match? Out of that, out of us
Definitely
guy?
not.
Or this guy, stupid Baker.
Fucking, that's class.
Fuck, you actually look kind of sick.
Yeah, he's
Viking.
been bang on the roids.
That's a Viking right there.
I think.
That's like Haaland.
That's if you, Logan Paul,
Oi.
and Shawn Michaels had a child.
Look at his whoop. What the AI has done to his whoop.
Double whoop. Oi, speaking of
Yeah, I
whoop.
like your arms. Why don't you? For all the training you do, why don't you look like that?
Yeah, you do.
I'm stronger than you.
No, you're not.
No,
I
but,
am.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Well, no, you're categorically you're not.
No, I am.
What are you squatting?
More than
my
you.
dad's bigger than you.
No, my cock's bigger than his cock.
What do you front squat? Oh, you only back squat?
No. So I front squat 150 kg.
That's a lie.
Wait, what do you do?
That's a lie.
Wait, what do you do?
Probably 100, 110.
Oh, 12. Look,
You,
guys,
by the way, you do
that
not
is-
front squat 150
This is what we're on
kg.
nowadays.
That is the biggest lie.
a back squat 180.
Yeah,
cannot
but
front
that
squat
wasn't the
150,
question.
mate.
Yeah, but back
No.
squatting 180 is still freaking quality.
Well,
What
you
is this
can't-
competition? Look what Wafflin's become.
No, hang on
Bring
a
back
second.
the
No.
good days
You just
when we
you
used to
just been
have-
caught out lying.
No, I haven't. Bring back the good days when Wafflin used to be about having nice jokes and funny, relatable combos. And now it's my knob's bigger than your knob, and it's all but you've done this.
You've never front squatted, have you?
Spit it out.
I actually gaslight.
Have you
It's
ever
quite
front
fun.
squatted in your life?
Yeah, I have.
When?
Wait, what is
No,
your
when?
obsession with
When?
front squatting?
When?
Is it because you can't back squat? Why?
When?
Why do you front squat? It's because you can't back squat.
Is that the reason?
Yeah, literally.
No, it's actually better for you. Front squatting. Like,
Better for you. Okay,
yeah, for my hips.
can't do it.
What is that gap between
Stop
your...
looking at my hair.
No,
like,
but you've
do you know
got
what-
like... Wait, he's got
No,
like a
this is what
gap
the pi-
between his hair and like his skull. Can you see it?
It's floating.
It just flows.
I cycled here, so it pushed it up.
What I think, what the how long it is on the sides is how long it should be all over.
Yeah.
Just a shaved look, it would look better. Trust, it would look
Like,
cool.
what's propping it up
and
right
grow
now?
the beard out a bit more. Look like hardest geezer.
Do you know what, right? The viewers don't ever get to see this, but every time Luke looks at me in the podcast, he doesn't look at me. He looks at my hair.
I can't
Like,
help it.
Do you know how rude that is?
I do.
He just imagine do this.
Yeah, you used to do it at school all the time.
What's that?
Anyways, next up, what do you think of this WWE superstar?
He looks more like an actual.
He's got some kinky belt on his arm.
Why is my
He's
hairline
ready
receding?
to munch all your
That's out of
boxes.
order.
He's got a receding hairline.
Do you know what, Luke?
Theo's got a great hairline. Mine's receding.
A karma. Do you know what this is? You look less WWE, more like actual wrestling. Do you know what
That's
I mean?
an insult, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's an insult.
I don't know.
Why do you look so ugly when you do that?
Because like, it's intentional.
Have you ever got a photo of Eddie Redmayne?
No. I think if I was in
That's a good conversation.
I think if I was a wrestler, I would be a bad guy.
What? No way.
Because you got to play into your strengths, man. And I've realised that I can really make
being a
people...
tosser comes naturally.
Yeah, it does.
It
No,
does.
it really does. When I sit there and think about it, trying to make everyone like you, nah. Ever since turning heel on Wafflin and turning against these awful twits, I have felt more at home because you're free. I'm not trying to impress you. So if I make it in WWE, when I make it in the WWE universe, I'm going to be a heel.
Well, Drew was a little bit like, maybe your height is a bit much.
No.
I think he looked at him and just thought, generally, you are way too little.
Yeah, you do need to like bulk up.
I did think he thought I was a pathetic.
Do you know what's funny? I wonder if he's, you know, when
Didn't even take me seriously. Yeah.
if you looked more like when you were at your London flat, maybe he would have taken you a bit more seriously.
I think he just thought he was just like a schoolboy.
With his hat on, his fluffy hair sticking out. Justin Bieber.
Pathetic. Oh, no. Yeah, it's really not good.
You do need, and you also remember he gets drug tested, so you're not allowed to do the old steroids you used to do.
Oh.
But
Back
actually, that's
acne.
weird that you're the only one at this table who's done like roids.
Oh, fuck yeah.
it's
He's
not-
done Clen.
It's not a steroid, though.
So this cheating man, he's done clenbuterol, which certain boxers have got done
Clem
for.
baloney.
And it's basically a fat shredder.
Look, it's a bronchodilator.
Right, so what it does is it like increases your heart rate and heat and all this stuff, and your body has to really work really hard to stay in its homeostasis form.
It's terrible, terrible thing to do.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, I think I was like, it was 2016 when I did it, so it was a long time ago. We spoke about it not too long ago.
time ago.
That's almost 10 years ago. So I was 20 when I did it, and like I said, it did make a difference to the amount of body fat that I had. It did not increase muscle at all, but that's also not why I took it. It was literally just get shredded.
What do you think of Drew's response to Logan there?
I think he could have taken an opportunity there to really cuss him out.
Call him out.
I think it was a
create
very
a line.
mature response.
I think it was a very mature response. And this is where like blurring the lines between WWE persona and real persona is
Yeah.
difficult because like, you know, it's like you watching at home right now. Like, is Joe being waffling Joe or is this actually him? Because I'm going to fucking bite your bum. See, that cringed me out. I didn't mean to.
What does he do it?
What am I going on about?
About Logan, Drew's response to Logan.
Oh yeah, like I just think that would have been a great
Do
opportunity.
you think if Drew
to
was
say something
on
bad?
camera on the WWE getting asked about that, he would have responded differently in terms of maybe he would like, calling him out a bit more.
Yeah, it's like
This is Drew. We sort of got to see the real Drew.
Yeah, it's
here.
like if you were calling out Logan right now, like how would you do it, Theo?
Logan,
Yeah, go on, act it out, please.
you know how I saved your career?
Whoa,
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good.
I.
how
not
did
we.
you do that?
I/we.
What?
What free boxing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, so you're Logan, you're
Okay,
Malfoy.
I'm Logan.
You know how. You know how I/we saved your career. Now it's time for you to save my career.
What? You just begging him?
No, as a WWE superstar, you're meant to have the, you know.
I could have him in a fight.
No, whoa.
I'll have you
No,
in
we
a
need
fight.
to believe. We need to believe it. Like genuinely, go for this. Like full commitment, full chest. You're calling me out.
This is how you're going to secure
I
the
can,
bag.
I
I'm
can
Logan.
sweet chin music you, Logan.
You don't just go. I can sweet to music. You go. Listen to me, brother.
really, really scary.
And go on. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna have you.
Oh, you're terrified.
No, I'd be all like, like I'd weird.
He's gone back to 2019, man.
I'd weird him out. I'd like start. You know when like people like run away from him, I'd get really close to him, make him uncomfortable.
Wait, he's got 2019 Malfoy haircut as well, bruv. You're back in your prime.
That wasn't my prime.
Tell us another story. Tell us a story.
What did you do last night?
So Luke is going to call someone out right now as well.
Why?
Oh, he's-
Just,
You're going to call out Steven
it's
Gerrard.
absolutely fine just being between you boys.
No, because when we leave you out, you like kick your toys
Not
out of
me,
the and be a
not me.
fucking
They
bitch
do.
ass.
I didn't say anything.
Mate, you've been a bitch this whole episode.
Do you remember when you met Steven Gerrard? That was cool.
That was cool. There, I was shitting myself. I was shaking.
He was why were you scared? He was
Oh,
going to
you
say,
are.
"Oh, hi, Luke. Nice to meet you. Can you do an impression of me?"
If Steven Gerrard asked you to do one live,
Surely you'd have to.
would you do it?
No. What? Why would I do
You're
something?
very softly spoken, like posh twat.
I'm not sure it's posh, but I'm kind of softly spoken. I agree with that.
Who do you think Drew liked the most out of us three?
I reckon he liked you.
Well, but he didn't speak to him.
Exactly.
Wait, where's
Whereas
this narrative? Where does this confidence and narrative come from? I spoke more words than you. Let's have a word count. Let's count the words spoken in that episode.
Accidentally made it a Drew and Weller podcast a lot of the time there.
No, you didn't.
No,
I accidentally.
You didn't.
And then sometimes you guys.
No, mate, trust me, you didn't. It's fine.
No, I think
did it wind you up when we spoke?
It did, didn't it? It's like, they're not the best questions you should be asking.
I would have asked it like this.
No, but as a heel, I actually am going to lean into that. Yeah. Because this is my show.
You realise we actually took the by Joe Weller away from this show.
We had to humble you.
No.
The fact that it was in it in the first place is kind of
No,
crazy.
Wait, why don't we just get up, fuck off now, and see if you can run the show for 10 minutes?
Why would we do that?
Well, because if it's waffling by
please
Joe
don't
Weller,
do
you
that.
must be able to do it on your own.
Running away again.
No.
Like you do from all your problems.
No, just giving you that opportunity to,
I record by myself a lot. I've done it for 10 years.
Did you do waffling by yourself?
Nope. No point have I ever suggested.
Takes a real
that. So
big man to
know what
Yeah,
you're
no.
getting
say
at.
that.
Well done,
you know.
mate.
You'll get yet again just trying to do that same gaslighting thing that you do for every episode of Waffling.
We said it's your
and
show.
we have all. Yeah, it is my show.
All right, then we'll just.
I am bored of actually being a bad guy. So I might turn into a good guy again. Hi, guys. Look at me. Hey, yeah. So, I just wanted to ask, how are you? Like, genuinely, how are you? Because when you join us on Waffling, you feel like we're your buddies.
When I met John Cena, yeah. I'm sorry. You know
What?
how Drew was like, he's 6'2". He's not.
Measuring up other blokes again.
No, when I met John,
We're just sitting on, like...
he was small. I was taller than him, and I'm 5'11", 3/4.
He's 185.
That's not another lie.
Another lie.
I'm telling you, I was taller than John.
Look, John's...
It's weird though, because I was measuring myself against just a floating hat.
How long had you been like brewing that one up?
Well, I don't know why our very strange producers put this on our WWE notes for Drew McIntyre. Malfoy, how did you feel when you got a hair transplant? Is that relevant? Wait.
Do you have to read the email we got?
Oh, there's an email attached
This
to
was
it.
meant to be Drew answering this.
Oh, okay. I'll be Drew. Hey, boys. Love for... Right then. My name's Drew McIntyre, and I'm reading this email. Hey, boys. Love from Australia.
G'day.
When I was younger, I pissed off my brother and he injured my nose, which made it crooked. Ever since then, I've hated seeing my face in photos and had no social confidence because I would think people would judge me because of it. So, recently, I've been thinking about getting to fix it. Just want to hear your thoughts on if I should go through with it or is there a way to accept it? Also, I can relate to Joe wanking in his dad's van.
P.S.
P.S. Joe is my inspiration.
Like he heard that story and then went and practiced it for himself.
What?
Well, there's two of us here who have had plastic surgery.
Oh, they've wanked in. Okay.
No, you have obviously had plastic surgery on your ears.
Wouldn't call it plastic
Wasn't
surgery. It's cosmetic surgery.
Cosmetic surgery. And I obviously had it an attempt on my head.
Some of us didn't need it.
See, this is where you have to assess like Luke Martin. Like, is he the good guy? Because I'd like you to all come on a night out with us and see the real Luke Martin.
Yeah, you get fucking molested by him.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah, to be fair, that does happen. But yeah, go on. Continue your point.
Luke, you are very kissable. I mean, not kissable.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Like the one sentence you never wanted to mess up.
Oh, no. Oh, shit. The truth always comes out.
A Freudian slip.
Oh, shit.
why I was so angry towards you. I just want you.
It does come across as like sexual frustration.
Not what I meant. Not kissable. I meant like you're very
Go and think of something, mate.
You're very like as in you were like you want to just like kiss everyone. It just so happens I'm there.
Oh no!
Oh, you really fucked that up.
What are you doing? Right, so he's really kissable.
Very lovable. Like he's very like
He's lovable.
like he like on nights out he basically like grabs you and like wants to snog you.
I don't think that's entirely true.
Look, you kiss everyone.
I'm affectionate.
That's the word. Yeah.
You do kiss the boys. Why do you do that?
I wouldn't say I do, but I have done.
Yeah, so why? But why?
You do, mate. But you do every night out without fail.
Yeah,
You do that
Why do you do that?
every single time.
Well, it takes two to tango. It's not like
No. In this
always,
situation,
always.
mate, it doesn't.
you've
take
kissed me
two.
back before.
Probably.
Yeah, see? So it's not just like if
Where?
But why do you do it?
but like if you didn't want it, you would be like, get away from me.
Why
But
do you
actually,
then go come in?
No, just thinking about it. You do it to Damo. You do it to Arnold one day. You do-
I've never been on a night out with Arnold. one
Okay.
day. No, but like
Joe
I'd say
did it to I quite repetitively actually.
when. No, I don't think you're my
Have you
type.
done repeated kisses on the night out?
At our friend's engagement parties, all he was doing just keeps grabbing me and kissing me on the cheek and sometimes on the lips.
Is that true? Oh, I was blackout there. That might have happened.
It happened a lot.
I'm going to say that you're making it up, but like it is also entirely possible that it is true.
It's not. It is true. I mean, yeah.
What?
That guy shouldn't worry too much. You can just say like, "Oh, I should see the other guy." But if it is affecting you, maybe look into it.
Wait, what was this question again?
He's got a crooked nose.
Oh, crooked nose. Life happens, man.
I d-
It just happens as it does.
Yeah, but I don't think there's anything wrong with getting.
Life just
like,
happens as it
stuff-
does. As Joe
I don't think there's
famously said.
anything wrong with getting the stuff done if you're not happy with.
Yeah.
I just you don't change the whole way you look.
We
Shit.
have another email coming in, and it goes, "Greetings, Bamboo Johnson Weller." I love that. I've never had anyone pick up on the Bamboo Johnson stuff. Do I even say that on Wafflin?
and
Bamboo
Co.
Johnson.
I say that all the time at home.
Never
Go on,
heard-
Bamboo.
I've never heard you say that in my life.
Yeah, exactly, because, you don't
Bamboo
invite me
Johnson,
to
you've heard him
anything.
say that surely.
Right, got a hypocritical dilemma for you boys.
Not a hypocritical, a hypothetical.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Well, it's too small because our creepy producer doesn't make it big
you
enough.
can see it so clearly.
Mate, he's a creep.
Mate, I'm not even gonna lie. I actually think you need glasses.
No,
I'm
you
noticing
need
you
glasses.
need glasses.
That screen is so close to you. I could see that if I took like 10 steps back.
My blur- wait,
the award is coming.
wait, Joe. Honestly, right? Look at me. Am I blurry?
Yeah. Little bit.
He's not that
A
lucky.
little bit, really, a little bit.
We've been smashed on my head from like.
Oh, God.
The pillow.
Our producer is now getting lippy. He said, "Fuck off, Bamboo Johnson." That's me. You are granted 3 wishes by a genie, boys, and what you wish for would be completely private unless you decided to tell anyone. Would any of your wishes change if instead of it being private, your wishes would be worldwide news? Personally, if it was private, I would wish for 3 completely selfish things. But if it was going to be a public knowledge, I would feel pressure to make at least one of my wishes something that would benefit everyone.
No way. Mine wouldn't.
Fuck that. They're your wishes.
Mine wouldn't change. Mine would be.
What would yours be?
I'd solve world hunger.
No bullshit.
Then I'd solve world peace. And
How
then
do you solve
I would
world
eradicate
AIDS?
slavery.
You're such a good guy. You're really earning their respect back with this shallow bollocks. Say what you really want. You'd have like 10 bags of Maltesers.
Definitely like the ability to eat whatever I want and not gain weight.
I thought you didn't care about how you look.
No, but I don't want to be a fat fuck, do I?
Yeah, but you probably do eat whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
For performance as well, you wouldn't just want to eat shit. But you probably just already do that. Like, let's be real. You eat whatever you want.
No, but last night I had a big bowl of pasta because I got around 32k today.
Whoa.
Well, not a big bowl of pasta.
Got a Copperberg in with that as well.
There were some bird's eye chicken nuggets in there.
Still eats like a 12-year-old.
You definitely have like potato smileys, fuck like that sort of shit, don't you? Baked beans.
Yeah, cheese and toast with beans, obviously.
Yeah.
Elite combo.
So what are your other two wishes?
Unlimited money.
Oh, see, we know that one,
Straight
mate.
to the cash. And unlimited views.
And unlimited views and collabs with Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Surely, if you had,
No, I would genuinely, I think, like solving world poverty.
it's just a lie.
It's just a
No,
that
but
guy that tries to-
Mate, if you had unlimited,
if you had three
if you had
wishes,
unlimited
at least
money,
one of them has to be selfless.
if you
I'm
had
sorry, it
unlimited
does.
money, you could solve poverty.
No, but you couldn't just do it like that.
What do you mean?
A wish does it like that.
Well, yeah, but you've got unlimited money. You could start up a massive fund and just give everyone cash.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to put in any effort, would you, to help?
No, actually, you raised a good point there. But the only issue is when
And
you
you could
have
film it
unlimited,
for
when you have
views.
unlimited money,
Film it
when
for
you have
views.
unlimited money, you actually may end up ruining the whole world.
Oh, so you would
Because
keep
I mean-
it all for yourself just in case they didn't understand how to spend
because
it
of
like
inflation. You have to think about the other thing. Like if I've got unlimited money, mate, that means nothing else is worth anything.
I mean,
That's true.
The logic there is accurate. I get what you're saying.
See that?
Yeah.
So
Your
you're-
pea brain couldn't handle that though, could it?
So what's your last wish?
I'd go, unlimited money, world poverty, and
You'd wish-
never, ever get ill. Not even a cold.
That's actually quite a good one. But
Yeah,
definitely
I
not
can't ever
food
get ill.
poisoning or anything like
Nothing.
that. Perfect. That's on my list.
See, I think mine would
I think that's
be
one of the
mine
better
would be
ones.
something along that lines of like being able to cure any disease or.
Oh, here we go.
No,
You know, you ever go at me for curing world poverty, and you're like, I want the ability to
No, but
cure
you're missing
all
the point. Like,
diseases.
I'm not going to travel the world like Jesus and go like it would
Why do
be
you have to bring Jeebus into this?
because Jesus was a healer.
I'm offended.
On what basis? You're not a Christian. You
I
said
am.
you're not religious.
I am a gentleman.
You said you believe in God.
Wait, so you want to
Jesus
be?
is the Holy Spirit.
He is God on earth. And you have offended my legacy. So your family foundations will cripple.
Will cripple.
And I am going to reign supreme.
Wait, Luke, hang on. Can I just touch? Let's
I can touch you up, yeah?
Can we just circle back, please? You said you wanted to cure all diseases.
No. I said I.
Oh, you don't want to do that? Is that what you're
I'd
saying?
like to have the ability. To
Oh, so you want to
cure-
make it all about you?
Yeah, but not so it's about me. It would actually be so I could prolong all my family's life.
Only your family, no one else.
Yeah.
Do you not care about anyone
Wait, hang on a second. That's
'Cause that's the
horrible.
vibe I
so
get.
say I have cancer and I come to you and say,
Whoa.
"Can you cure that?" Because I'm not your family, you say no.
No.
And you have the ability to cure me.
I would cure friends as well. What I wouldn't do is make it like public knowledge that I'm some sort of healer and I have people with leprosy turning up on my door.
Wait, so hang on. So hang on. I can't wrap my head around this. So if you had the ability to cure anyone's disease, you'd keep it to yourself. You wouldn't go to like a children's cancer hospital and go save them. That's what you're saying.
not.
That's exactly what you're saying.
This is where the real mark.
That's not technically.
That's horrid.
That's not technically what I'm saying. What I'm saying.
Yes, it is. Is it? No, that technically that is what you're saying.
Firstly, I think if you publicize a power like that, your life is ruined. I like my life exactly how it is. But I would definitely do some sneaky pro bono work.
What does boner what?
Pro bono, just turn up to a little. Maybe I would turn up to Great Ormond
in a
Street.
Batman costume.
No, I wouldn't make it all about me. I'd just go around. Like, imagine if all I had to do was just like touch someone on the head and they were cured of
Whoa.
everything.
Go to a kid's hospital and touch what?
No, I would. No, it's not like.
This is what you've just said, bro.
Right.
Nah, you're a creep.
If that's the
Right.
way that I have to heal people, touch them on the head, literally like that.
What,
All of a sudden,
that-
I'm going around curing children, but I'm a paedophile.
Whoa, you've said it.
No,
Also-
that's exactly what
also,
you were
Luke,
insinuating.
You've said it, bro.
Look, just humour me for a second. If you had the ability to cure someone,
He's
I
gonna
don't.
ask the same question.
I don't think.
all podcast.
I don't think. You're like, I don't want to make it all about me. I think
know
it's
you don't
impossible to
think.
make it all about you, really. If you had that power, it is all about you.
No, it's not. I'm saying, like, I wouldn't go
He's
around.
really wanted to make you look like a bad guy.
No,
just
I don't.
So, just because
I just want you to say, like, yes, I would cure children.
Well, I think, with great
can't-
power
you can't
comes
say it.
great responsibility.
all right,
Spider-Man.
all right. Well, here's what I would do.
I didn't even use my other two.
All right, go on then. Go on then.
So power number one is cure the people that you like.
Yeah, because, right, I think the alternative to that is live forever. But I don't want
You've
to.
got your 10 marks. You've explained yourself.
Don't wanna
Move
live
on.
forever.
Next question.
All right, I would Unlimited money is a good one.
Oh, you self-centered, entitled bastard.
Oh, no, God, what?
And I would want to look like this forever.
Butters.
Luke, I don't want to be that guy, right? If you just
mean-
humour me for a second, okay?
You're fucking
Did you
idiot.
learn that phrase
Your
last night or
outfit's for
something?
Fucking the lost property.
Luke,
Been kicked through AB's wardrobe.
I like that. AB, it is
doesn't
AB's
fit.
wardrobe.
This.
Are you wait? Are you
Is that what Vickers wear? Look at the collar.
Joe? You are wearing a vest.
Yeah,
Look like you're a 30-year-old man dressing like a fucking 19-year-old.
I'll take it.
It's disgusting.
I'll take it.
So your wish 3 is vain. I want to look like this forever.
No, but
wish 2 is unlimited
No, it's
money.
about retaining youth. I'd want to retain my youth until the day I die.
I want to be like a silver fox, man. When I'm older,
You already are. You are a silver fox.
You're not
Is
a
that
silver
what-
fox either.
silver.
silver potato
You're like
smiley.
a grandpa.
What?
You look like a potato.
Actually, he's got the same smile, isn't he?
Wait, can you get a potato smiley up on screen, please? Just
Bullying?
Oh no! Go on, look down the lens and put it next to you.
It's not funny.
You give potato smiley energy. You do. You do.
Energy? What fucking just?
It's good.
Round and hairless.
No, no.
That was too far, man. That was too far.
It's a good thing,
That was too far. You can't say round and hairless.
buddy.
Right, so let's just circle back here.
Oh God, Steve.
Did someone
So-
use that phrase last night and you Googled what it meant?
Just humour me for a second, buddy.
And that one.
So you want to look great forever. You want unlimited money, and you want to cure only the people that you like.
Off, is it 5 minutes ago? You just asked all of that.
I'm not sure. That might be some of the worst wishes I've ever heard. Carry on, darling.
Right. Okay, baby. Right. So this.
To abolish all laws.
Yeah.
Only
No.
certain ones for
Imagine
you.
what I could do. Bigger cock?
No.
A little bit.
No.
Even like an extra 2 inches.
no, because it
see,
feels
be
good.
serious,
It would hurt
man.
if it was any bigger.
Be serious,
who?
man. If you had to, Joe, be serious. Let's go. Be serious.
Okay, I'll be deadly serious.
Be 6'2".
Okay, my wish would be
horrible, Luke.
just
They're
like
genuine things.
get rid of all illness from everyone. No one can get food poisoning. No one can get Ebola.
Ebola. Why have you brought up Ebola?
I don't know. And then
do you
give
not-
me unlimited cheese, Marmite toasties. Would you actually want to be
No.
immortal?
No.
Says our strange producer.
I don't think I would.
I wouldn't want to be.
No, the idea. It's like when you get homework, right? You've got 6 weeks to complete this. You fucking don't get on with it.
till the last
when
day.
you've got 3 days to complete this, Shan, you fucking get on with it. And I think if we felt like, oh, we've got forever, we wouldn't be proactive with getting things done. Having a finite timeline actually encourages us to pursue our dreams and gives us the motivation.
But also imagine, right? You live in this lifetime with Judders and you spend the next 50 years together.
Beautiful.
Then she dies.
Oh.
Well, she's not immortal, unlike yourself.
and
You-
she's creepy at that point
What? What do you mean?
because if she's an old lady.
Oh, imagine
and
if you stay
you
looking
don't
like
age.
this.
So now you're just dating old lady. And
No, I
getting,
could be
like,
passed off as a
su-
50-year-old, so it doesn't matter.
What? You can pass for a
fair.
50-year-old? I don't, bro. I don't.
What happens if we live like jellyfish?
Jellyfish.
As in, like, we're immortal, so we can, like, say we fall off like a building, we're fine.
Whoa.
But if we can
Is that
die of old age
is that
still.
what happens?
What?
What do you mean?
If a jellyfish fell off a building.
No, it's dead.
Yeah, but you said if we fell off a building, we're fine.
What's
But you
going
could
on?
still
Well, you
die
raise
of
a
old
great
age.
point, because you know if you throw a squirrel out of a plane,
What
you know if you throw a squirrel out... No, you do raise a great point, because if you throw a squirrel out of a plane, it survives.
Yeah, that's the point you made.
Did you realise that?
It's on the tip of
Because
my tongue.
velocity, its maximal terminal velocity is too slow to kill it.
Can we
so no matter,
see if the word
it
maximal
physically
exists?
cannot get fast enough to die.
Oh, so it's low terminal velocity. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's to do with obviously like the
Yeah,
weight
what I
of
just
it
said.
and gravity.
Yeah, like exactly what I just said. Yeah.
Wow.
Stop looking at my head when you talk to
Mate,
me.
I cannot help it.
On that point that you've just raised, would you be an astronaut? Because actually, without gravity,
It's a great point.
without gravity, you actually don't need like muscles. And
Well, you know the
stuff.
astronauts that have just
So
landed.
Your bones become brittle.
Yep.
Your muscles waste away.
Yep.
And you actually become pussy-all, bruv. So part of the reason why you actually have all of this is just gravity doing its thing.
Yeah, gravity is the life.
Like blood doesn't pump around the body out in space because it's not
Yes, it
got
does.
gravity. No, it doesn't.
He does.
Blood
otherwise
doesn't pump around the
No,
body.
it doesn't.
Look, creepy guy, please.
Wait,
Please.
how else would they?
Obviously,
survive?
blood pumps around the body when you're in space.
No, it doesn't, bro. Look at
Yes.
this right now. Ready? Look. Look, AI is telling us, yes, blood continues to pump around the body.
How else would you survive?
See, I told you. See?
No, but
That's
you-
the opposite of what you said.
So I got that right. But the heart doesn't have to work as hard to overcome gravity.
Yeah,
still
because it
pumps
hasn't
around
got to
the
push
body.
it so hard. Because once gravity, obviously, if there's no resistance, right?
go
If you went like
and go
this with your
forever.
phone, it would just carry on forever because it's got no resistance.
But
so
Luke-
the pump,
Cheers,
the
Bill
heart
Nye.
just goes boop, and the blood just
But
goes.
Luke,
So this, right?
Okay.
Cockers. Can you get a boner? Because
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, Luke, the fella over there makes a great point. He said when the astronauts returned from space recently, obviously the bone density is low, so they've got brittle bones, and actually their spine is like got further apart because there's no gravity condensing the spine.
yeah.
They're actually just like a bit.
So can you dance better?
Has anyone ever shagged in space?
Yeah, so yes, it's physically possible to get an erection in space, despite the effects of microgravity on blood flow. The
you
experience. Wait, what's this one that he's selecting? Arousal in space is also possible for women, but the sensation of getting wet might feel different due to the way liquids behave in
Oh
a
my
zero
God.
gravity environment. It would just start
Yeah, would it just-
dispersing. You'd piss yourself.
Wait, so would you, if you went to space, would you ever wank?
I don't wank.
Okay, if you did,
I'd get my
hypothetically.
box munched. No, not.
But it would just like it would go beep and go
You would have to.
like you do anyway.
No.
You would try it in space. You
No.
would
I've
wank.
actually gone up. Like, I actually can't imagine being turned on at the thought of wanking now. Yeah, and honestly, when you give up something,
You're really gaslighting yourself.
when
there,
you
buddy.
give up something for enough time, you actually just don't even. You start to not even be bothered.
Oh,
Wasn't it
astronauts
like
have had
3
sex,
months
look.
ago?
Astronauts have sex.
While the idea of sex in space is often discussed to date, there have been no confirmed accounts of astronauts having sex in space. Shall we be the first ones?
With who?
Luke, Theo,
With us.
you've been getting on very well this podcast. You're kissable, and
am.
Theo's been eyeing up. You've been looking at his head, which means what? He wants head from Theo.
Is that how it works?
Ironed t-shirts can also be provided.
Kind of cool though.
I heard a funny thing from
What?
actually the Batch and Arthur podcast.
Oh yeah.
It's over there. I saw a clip where
They like. So if you think about it, oh, no.
Why did you do an impression of me?
yeah, that's what I was impersonating.
they
Why
were
do you look really weird as well?
they were talking about
eyes.
like if they were in a woman's body,
Back up.
and Arthur said he would like to know what the female orgasm felt.
Yeah. No, straight away, any girl would say I'd wank myself silly, and any geezer would go I'd finger the fuck out of myself.
But then, so
I
if
think they would.
so, the
Yeah, they
question the question essentially then became
Yeah, so
right:
does
if
Theo.
you were in a girl's body for a day,
Oh yeah.
Would you have sex with a man?
Yeah, would you get
No,
would you
no.
get fucked?
No.
Why?
Why?
Because I don't want to get fucked.
Yeah, but
Well, you
you're
wouldn't
still
wanna know
me.
what-
But you're a girl.
You wouldn't want to know
Well,
what
so
it
you
feels.
would.
No, I'm just that's what they said.
Yeah, but you're justifying.
No,
it.
no,
But
I'm
mate, let's
asking
think
you
about it, right?
boys.
If it was your brain,
Yeah.
but you're a female body,
Yeah.
if you made love to a woman, you're gay. But if you make love to a man, you're not.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you switch,
that not
if
how
you
it works?
switch bodies with your girlfriend for the day,
Okay, yeah.
and
your
and,
girlfriend.
and Weller walks in, and he's like, right, bend over. Would you take it from Weller?
Of course he would, mate. Mate, that's his dream to have sex with himself.
Your jokes are boring.
But you've tried to suck yourself off, you'd definitely have sex with yourself.
Well, firstly, no, I haven't. Have you then?
You definitely have.
What does that mean? You have?
You definitely
wait,
have.
You have.
Yes
you
or no, have you?
Mate, you
You
said it on the
definitely have.
podcast.
Have you?
No.
Everyone's at least tried to get it in once.
Yes. Have you?
Yes, you have.
Have you?
Fuck off.
on everything, never.
That was
What's
Hitler.
this bloke typing in now? What percentage of people can give themselves oral sex? What's self-fellatio?
look,
1
hang
in
on.
400 man.
At some point,
So that means
No, we just-
so many of the Wafflin Mafia member can.
Weller
match
has
their own box.
every
He's
single
tried it.
attempted to try and get it in.
Did you get it in?
No,
Look,
I can't reach.
guys. One.
How do you wait? No, wait a second, Joe.
We have
to discuss. We have to circle it back here.
Discuss?
Let's circle it back, Luke.
Circle it
You know
back.
when you try
Yeah,
to. Suck it,
I'm not being funny. You're
When you-
the outlier here.
I'm
Con,
happy
have
being
you
the
tried
outlier.
it?
Yes.
Everyone,
Yes,
yeah,
you
everyone
have.
has attempted.
I'm happily be the outlier here. I'm okay with that. So when you tried to suck yourself off,
No, I tried.
what was the feeling like after you failed? Like, did you feel a bit like disgusted in yourself? Did you feel like, oh, I was close, I'll try again another day?
No, because it wasn't like, oh my god, I want my cock in my mouth. It was just like, oh, I wonder if it can reach.
How old were you?
Oh mate, I couldn't tell you when it was, but it was long ago enough.
Long ago.
Long enough ago. I don't know. What about you,
Never done it.
liar? Yeah, everyone knows you're
So
lying.
would you let Ruth rag your ass?
No, it'd be him ragging his own.
No, yeah, it would be
Would you shag yourself?
no.
You have to think about it.
No, you would think about it.
It's a
because-
hard no.
I wouldn't do that, mate. You don't have to think about it.
Yeah, but I'm not being funny. Like if I wouldn't shag you either.
Not the question.
Whoa. You don't
Just
have
'cause me
don't
and-
have to try and be
Look,
funny,
just 'cause
that
me-
never happens.
Look, just because me and Joe said a hard no and you had to think about it, don't need to turn like heel.
I think
on
it's a
me.
reasonable question. If it's yourself, that if you were in like your girlfriend's body for the day and you walked in,
Shag another bloke in your girlfriend's body.
What?
You're basically letting another geezer shag your girlfriend. So if it's you taking...
Oh, here's one for you though.
no, but no, it's I'm the man in the situation.
All right, Luke, humour me for a second.
Oh, fuck.
If
Oh,
you-
fuck off.
If your brain is Ruth's body, right? But your body, so you look at yourself, but that's actually Ruth's brain.
Yeah.
So you're still having sex with Ruth. It's just you're getting pegged.
No, but it's not getting pegged, is it? Because am I?
See what I'm saying? Makes you think, doesn't
Oh.
it?
No, it doesn't.
Should we talk about other things?
But you would.
No.
But is that because you'd have to look back and see you?
No, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't like it.
Well then, guys.
That was sick having Drew McIntyre on the pod as well. Can I just say?
After
Do you reckon?
abused
Were
him
you
in the
scared?
first 5.
No, wait. I said that like as though I doubted you. Like I 100%. For me, that's like my dream to sit down with someone
Yeah.
No.
that's done that.
I wish we had-
industry.
I genuinely-
But
yeah, I wish I
were
had
you
longer.
like what is difficult is that, like obviously it's quite scary. Like sitting
yeah,
down
yeah.
with someone that.
Really?
Well, it is, isn't it? And well, I mean, I talk
felt-
to anyone, but as in like I felt like
I felt nervous once we got here and I saw like the car was parked up outside and we got up and there was the big fuck off WWE
I just
security
wonder
guard.
sometimes if people can understand us because
Oh.
sometimes we can seem like plucky little boys that are embarrassing to be around.
I felt like warmth towards him.
No,
I
no,
did,
no.
I felt like-
He was great.
I did feel like he was one of the boys. Like he was in this big scary body, but like he's actually just like
He's
one
very
of the
like a
boys.
calm
And-
Scotsman.
Yeah,
Like he definitely warmed into the show.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have happily stayed for longer as well.
Yeah, he did. He was a good talker. Very
Go
good
and have
talker.
a few pints.
Yeah.
The
Right,
second.
so do we actually have to sign out because we're probably running out of time now, aren't we? We'd keep lovely. Yep. We'd love to keep going, is what I was trying to say. Because we're on a vibe right now.
Reckon people like us again?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you
After this, hopefully they've got to this part, but I think we're all friends again now. No one needs to turn heel. No one needs to hate because love is love. And I hope you have a great Christmas. Let us know all about it in the comments, and we will see you when you are back.
Next year.
Goodbye for now.